Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Booger by Elizabeth Knox, narrated by Johanna Parker and Chris Chambers. Prologue. Normality is a paved road. It's comfortable to walk, but no flowers grow. Vincent van Gogh. Camila. In the last few years, I've learned that I should always expect change. Nothing will ever stay the same, and I should know that. If life wasn't so cruel, then maybe I would still be in my childhood home with my sister, mother, and father. Maybe I would still be in Jimenez, my hometown. Actually, no, we wouldn't even be there right now. We would be in Cancun, at our family beach house. It's funny how things slip from your mind as time passes. I take in a deep breath, needing to accept the change that I overheard just a few hours ago. My mind wanders back and forth, trying to wrap my head around it, but it's no use. I must simply accept it for what it is. There's nothing I can do to stop it anyways, no matter how much I might try. When Fist makes up his mind, it's done. There's no changing it. I'm not a silly girl, though. I know why he is sending Booger to Vegas, to get him away from me. Yet again, it will mean that I am alone. I'm not really alone, but I have no familia here. The Reapers are my family, but not my familia. It is so different. I have a connection with each and every member here, but the way I am pulled to Booger is something else entirely. I hate that Fist is trying to keep us apart, especially since Boog has only done nice things for me. I can't hide the fact that I am attracted to him. Why would I? It's not like there is any other man here that I have a bit of interest in, and the only man I do have an interest in is about to be carted halfway across the United States. What's got you concentrating so hard? Speaking of the devil, he approaches me on the picnic table I sit at, outside the front of the clubhouse. I pull my knees to my chin and stare up at him. You do. Fist is sending you off, away from me. Guess he's going to get you to leave me alone one way or another, I mumble, looking off into the distance. I don't want to look at him, to see the disappointment in his eyes. I'm doing a damn good job at keeping my anger pent up inside me, tucking it just below the surface so no one will be able to tell that it's there. He doesn't have to get what he wants, Booger comments, and at that, I glance up to him, not understanding where he's going with what he says. I don't understand. If you put up a fight, I'm sure Fist will let you come with me. I want to laugh, but I don't. I have never gotten to do anything that I want here. Fist makes all the rules for me, like I am some girl seeking asylum, or as if he is my parole officer. Fist only does what Fist wants to do, I murmur, knowing there is no point in trying. Never really took you for the girl who likes to give up. But maybe I was wrong. I clench my jaw, taking a deep breath. I don't ever give up. Then prove it, princess. I'm not sure if he realizes what he's just done. I've never been the type of girl to just give up on something, and now I see that I almost did. I was so close to giving up on the potential of what I might have with him that I didn't even give it a shot. He wants me to prove it, and I might just have to.
Chapter 1. I read the rules before I break them. Anonymous. Booger. I left Camila tonight thinking about how badly I want her. Now, I'm thinking about what it is that I'm pushing her to do. In all my time here with the Reapers, I've never once disobeyed Fist. There's just something about this girl that wants me to break the rules. Over the years, I've been with a lot of bitches. but none of them are anything compared to her. She's captivating in that way that makes you want to discover everything there is underneath that mask she wears, while at the same time is also scaring the living hell out of you, 'cause she might be some freaky sci-fi accident. There's no hiding the fact that he's transferring me down to Vegas because he wants to get rid of me, hoping that by sending me down south, it'll keep me away from her. Old fool doesn't think I'm gonna defy him. He should have expected it, though. There's only one way I'm leaving Billings, Montana, and that's with Camila on the back of my bike. I needed to get away from the club for a bit, so I drove into town and stopped at one of the few bars. You can't do much here besides eat, drink, and watch a movie. It's better than where I grew up, though. My family settled in a small farming town in Iowa. You can pass through the main street in the blink of an eye, completely missing it. Had a feeling I'd find you here, Hawk mutters as he takes a seat beside me. Jesus, it's hard to get any peace and quiet these days. Don't think it's the smartest decision for you to be wandering off on your own with everything that's going on. We stay strong in numbers, brother. Fuck you. We stay strong 'cause we're reapers, brother. I snarl at him, taking hold of the beer bottle in front of me. I swig it back. Hawk has been with the club for a long time. He might be a couple years older than me, putting him in his early 30s. The bastard smiles at me, shaking his head as he waves his hand up to the bartender. Yingling when you get a second, sweetie. I can't help but see the way she looks at him, and it just makes me want to eavesdrop. He's not a ladies' man in the least bit, but for some reason, women love to ogle over him. She struts over in a white tank and navy blue jeans with tattoos that cover her arms, passing him his drink. I'm not normally one to say this, but I'd remember a face like yours. You new around here? No, darling. You are. Her cheeks flush red at his reply to her. And Jesus, this just frustrates me. Everyone is getting some sort of action around here except for me. It's not like Fist is warning the other brothers to keep away from certain women. Nope. Only Camila is off limits for me. I roll my eyes, thinking at the idiocy of it all. Her eyes scan over his cut, and as soon as she lands on his name, she says it aloud. Hawk, I'm Raven. It's nice to meet you. She extends her hand out, something that we don't really see much these days. For the record, I'm not a new face. I've just been gone for a couple years. 2 birds. Really? I think to myself. Well, it's a shame you left. She points to a frame behind her on the wall. Not really. I just got back from getting my bachelor's in business administration, and I'm pretty proud of that. As you should be. It's a great accomplishment. Yep, it sure is. Raven, get your ass over here and finish up. A stern voice shouts at her. I glance over to the man who barks out the order. There's something about being a man. We have this superpower of being able to read other men. Immediately, I can tell this dude is a joke. I'd better go, she mutters, walking away from us. Hawk turns his head to face me. I don't like that dude. Of course you don't. He's a jerk. No, he's more than that. Can't you tell? I nod. Yeah, he's a real tool. I sure hope that's not her boyfriend. I scoff. With your luck, he probably is. Don't think he will be for too long, though. Not with the way she was looking at you. You're sure as hell right about that. If he is, he won't be for long. Enough about my latest infatuation. What's going on with that transfer shit? I shrug. I don't have to spell it out for Hawk, but it looks like he wants me to. Fist is just trying to get me away from Camila, once and for all. That's a joke. I've known you for a long time, brother, and you've never been this hooked on a woman before. Shit. I don't even think you've gotten your dick wet yet and you're this invested. I have a plan. Part of me thinks that I should keep this shit to myself, but I'm not going to. I can't fucking do that. Tonight, I'm gonna tell Camila to get a small bag packed up, and we're gonna head to Vegas before everyone else. Hawk brings his hand over his jaw, showing me his obvious concern. Shit. What's he gonna do? Cart her back to Billings? You're about to find out. We both know that's a fact. There's no way around it. I'm just hoping that he doesn't. For once, I'm just hoping he'll let it go. Fist has warned me to stay away from her for quite a while, and I know he's done some serious shit for women in the past. The pot can't call the kettle black. Even if he does, I'll put up a fucking fight for her.
Chapter 2. You're always one decision away from a totally different life. Anonymous. Camila. I wake from a dead sleep, feeling my covers being taken from my body. A cold chill swarms over my body, and I know something isn't right. Shooting up, I look around the room, and I'm faced with a silhouette. Relax, princess. It's just me, Booger whispers. Grab a handful of clothes and come on. We don't have much time. I shake my head, trying to understand what's going on. What do you mean, grab a handful of clothes? And why don't we have much time? I grumble, running my hands over my eyes. I lean over to grab my phone from the bedside table and see that it's a little past 2 a.m. Goodness, I want to kill him. I'm the type of woman who appreciates good sleep. We have to go, he urges, holding his hand out to me. And I need to be a sleeping beauty. I don't care that I'm snapping at him. He woke me from a good slumber. You mean you need your beauty sleep? God, you still don't get shit right. I huff. Go away, jerk. He comes closer to me and wraps his hand around my face. You want to come with me to Vegas or not, Camila? 'Cause this will be your only chance. Dios mío! Booger is planning to take me away in the middle of the night like a bat out of hell. He's wanting to sneak me out, to get a head start. The question is, do I want to do this? Camila. He repeats my name. I won't force you to do this, but it's pretty simple. Fist isn't ever going to let us be together. He's carting me off to Vegas to try to keep me from pursuing you, and I'm gonna leave this simple for you. I want to see where things may go, and we're never gonna get that chance here. So you either want to come to Vegas and see where things go, or you want to stay here under your safety net of an adoptive dad. Your choice. Either way, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Meet me out front if you do. Booger quietly walks to my door and exits my room, leaving me alone with only the impending choice I need to make. It seems pretty simple to either stay or go, but it isn't. If I stay here, I never get the opportunity to see if he could become my old man, or even just a boyfriend. But if I stay, I will be safe from Raphael's clutches. He doesn't know where I am, because Fist has done such a good job of protecting me. Las Vegas is closer to the border, and with that brings great risk. If I leave, it might be a bigger risk, but I could also get more reward. The possibility that for the first time in years I may feel free versus feeling like a prisoner or a woman in witness protection makes me so excited. It almost feels surreal. I'd be able to go out and do things I want to do. I'd be able to leave the club, probably. I'm just assuming. But if I stay here, under Fist's protection and watchful eye, will he do the same that he's done to Booger, to other men who pursue me? If that even were to happen again. Knowing Fist, he'll repeat the overprotective father bit. I hop out of bed and don't bother changing from the black tank top and matching booty shorts I have on. Quickly, I grab the duffel bag that I keep under my bed and pack as many clothes into it as I can. He said to only bring a handful, but I'm Camila, which means I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. I grab a hairbrush and my small pack of makeup, shoving that into the bag. As I approach the doorway and open it, I stand in the frame and turn back to take one last look at my room. I say last because I'm sure that it will be my last glance, the last time I ever stare into the place I have called my home for these last few years. If I have learned anything over my time here, it's that change is inevitable, and more importantly, it needs to be embraced. Now it's my time to embrace the changes that are staring me in the face and begin the life that I've always wanted. The one where I'm the one in control.
Chapter 3. Making a big life change is pretty scary, but know what's even scarier? Regret. Anonymous. Booger. You're dumber than I thought you were. Widow's voice pops out from the middle of nowhere. I continue securing my bike to the back of my truck, making sure that my baby doesn't tip over in our long-ass drive. At first, I thought I'd take my bike down, but I'm so limited to what I can take with me. They'd be fucking dreaming if they think I'm going to leave my flat-screen TV up here. I don't remember asking for your opinion, I retort back, shutting my tailgate as quietly as I can. Just because Widow's awake doesn't mean the rest of the club needs to be. His figure approaches me, and I'm only able to tell from the light that's still on at the clubhouse door. What do you think is gonna happen? I see you sneak out of her room and come straight out here. It's a disaster waiting to happen. It might be, I mutter, grabbing 2 duffel bags off of the ground. I toss them into the back seat of my truck. They sit snugly right next to my TV. But sometimes, the greatest things come out of the chaos we go through. He chuckles, then shakes his head. Never thought you were one of those romantic types. Oh, I assure you, I'm not. I'm just over getting told who I can talk to and who I can do what with. Fist doesn't own her. No one does, I state firmly. Everyone here knows that Fist just wants to protect Camila with everything he can. All I know is that she has a dangerous past, and she's been under protection ever since she's been here. Fist should understand that he can't be the only one that protects her. He won't be here forever. Someone else is going to have to take over his task. Fist doesn't own who exactly? His voice comes out irritated and quite possibly filled with anger. I don't respond, and instead keep making sure everything is secure in the back of my truck. I'm yanked by the back of my neck and tossed on the pavement. What the fuck? I hiss out, glaring at the silhouette of the head man in charge. My prez. Fist. I should be asking you that, boy. What did you think was gonna happen? No way in hell are you taking that girl away from here, when we've been the only safe place she's had to stay in years. I'm not allowing you to jeopardize her safety. He hollers in my face, getting up and personal with me as he leans over me. Just as I'm about to speak, his fists smash against my face, first the left and then the right, over and over again until I hear a door slamming shut and a scream. He lets up and rises, taking a few steps away from me. I warned you, Boog. I fucking warned you to stay away, to not push me this far. Dios mío! Camila rushes over to my side, her knees coming into contact sharply against the pavement. I hear a small hiss leave her mouth. There's no doubt she scraped her knees along the way. What did he do? Her voice goes from loud and shocked to concerned. Why did he do this? It's as if she's tuning out everything around us, forgetting that he's still standing a few feet away. I can feel the tightness of the swelling already beginning to start, causing a great deal of uncomfortableness throughout my face. Driving like this is going to be a bitch. There's no doubt about that. Camila shoots up from the ground and charges straight towards Fist. I get up quickly, grabbing her before she has the chance to maul him. I don't even know why I stopped her. It's not like he doesn't deserve to get roughed up by a small little Latina. "What in the world is wrong with you? Why do you do this to Booger? What has he done to you?" She questions him, screaming every bit of it out. I can hear the hurt in her voice. She's far more upset than I ever imagined she would be. Fist coughs. "He's trying to take you away from us, Camila, and I simply can't allow that to happen. You're safe here, and you're only safe here as long as you're under our watchful eye." She tries to lunge at him again, but my arms are wrapped securely around her small frame. "I am a prisoner here. Never can I leave the club. Never can I go out and do things that normal girls my age would do. I just want to have a life again, Fist. I don't want to be anyone's prisoner, even if it is to keep me safe." I've only kept you here as a precaution. We both know your past is still looking for you. Every day." This is what happens. Whenever Fist speaks to Camila about her past, it's always in some sort of code. I can put the pieces together, that something awful must have happened when she was younger. She's been here for a few years now, and she must have been 17 or 18 when she arrived. There's never a good story behind a girl coming into the club life that young. "Then let him! I refuse to live my life in fear. I want to feel the sun on my face and travel to many places. I want to go to a soccer game and enjoy cotton candy. I want to live, not just watch as my life passes me by." "Fine. Then you can go out." "No!" she yells. "You aren't listening to me. I am not a child that you can give permission to. I am a grown woman who wants to make her own decisions. A woman who wants to see what it's like to maybe date this burly biker who always flashes his googly eyes at me. I need to make these decisions, Feast, not you. As much as I love you like the father I always wanted, I need to do these things. I appreciate everything it is that you have done for me over the years, but it is time for a new chapter, a chapter of change, where I can grow into the woman I am meant to be." My arms loosen at hearing her words. I'm pretty sure this feisty girl just admitted she wants to date me. That's a pretty big win for the day, all things considered. Fist is silent for a few moments, but begins to speak. "I just want to keep you safe. He hasn't found you yet, and I don't plan on him being able to." Camila heads straight to Fist and wraps her arms around him, hugging him closely from the looks of it. "Nothing will ever happen to me while I am with the Reapers, no matter which clubhouse I am in. I am a Reaper, Fist, and we always protect our own." I can hear the smile in her voice as she says those words, speaking nothing but the truth. This girl sure is one of a kind. He grumbles out something lowly, and I see Camila jump up and down for a minute and run back into the clubhouse. "She's going to get more clothes. But Boog, you're a dead man if you even allow a bumblebee to sting that little girl. You hear me?" "Yes, sir. You don't have to worry about a thing, though. I won't let anything happen to her." "Good. 'Cause something will happen to you in return." I guess this is as close to a vote of support that I'm going to get, but I'll take it, 'cause in a few minutes, I'll be on the road with Camila, heading towards Las Vegas, driving to the new possibilities that will await us there.
Chapter 4. You can, you should, and if you start, you will. Skinny MS. Camila. He put up the worst fight for a solid 8 hours, before he let me take over driving the truck. Kept grumbling on about how I'd do something to mess up his bike. So I just assured him she'd be just as pretty as when he was driving. The funny part is, he didn't even ask me if I knew how to drive. I had maybe two lessons under my belt as a teenager. Joke's on him, though. I glance over to the passenger side and see Boog comfortably laying back in the seat. His face is swollen, and he looks tired beyond belief. We just managed to hit Salt Lake City with all the construction that's happening on the interstate, and I'm deciding that it's time for a break and maybe a bit of shut-eye. The city is so beautiful. Truth be told, I've never seen anything quite like it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Seeing the ridges of the mountains behind the city seen like this, if I squint my eyes hard enough, I can see the small bit of white that covers the top of the mountains. I guess it must still be pretty cold up there. I take the truck farther into the city and decide to pull over at a small little motel. It's nothing special, but kinda reminds me of the motels we have back home in Mexico. It's an off-white color with rounded archways. Royal blue shutters grace the building, giving it a much-needed pop of color. "Where are we?" Boog asks, rubbing his eyes. "Salt Lake City? I thought it was time for a pit stop. We both need some shut-eye. Plus, why not enjoy the scenery of our long drive?" He sits straight up in his seat and starts to unbuckle himself, but stops. "Camila, there's no way we're staying here. Start this bad baby back up and find us someplace decent to sleep." I look around the vicinity and see a couple of the doors look a little roughed up, but it's not too bad. Maybe it's because I've been in worse places than this. "Are you sure? We can make do." If looks could kill, I'd be a dead woman. "I appreciate that you want to save me some money, but there's no way in hell either of us are sleeping in those 7 levels of bed-bug-infested hell." I turn the truck back on, reverse out of the parking space, and head further into the city. Neither of us speak a word for what feels like forever, but it can't be more than 10 minutes. He hasn't told me where I should stop at, and I'll admit I'm getting a bit frustrated at this point. The first place I picked wasn't good enough for him, so who's to say that the next place won't be either? After another 5 minutes of driving, I pull into a parking lot of a hotel chain that I've seen a few times before. I had no idea that these hotels were even in the United States. I should have known, though. They definitely aren't a Mexican hotel company. "Does this place make you happy?" I ask him as I park. He nods. "Yeah, I'll get us a room." Before I know it, he's already walking away from me, towards the lobby. I turn the key, shutting the truck off, and wait for him to return. It feels surreal being here right now. To be away from the clubhouse, off and doing my own thing. I knew that it would happen eventually, but I never expected it to happen quite like this. Boog comes out of the lobby entrance with a key card, approaching the truck. I hop out of my seat and grab a small duffel, and he grabs one of his own before shutting the doors. His face looks even worse in this lighting. "Come on, let's get inside. I need to put some ice on that," I say, signaling with my head that we get a move on. I don't know about him, but I'm starving, and more importantly, I'm a tad bit anxious. Fist is right about everything he said to me. It's dangerous for me to be out and about like this, but I have to do it for me. Like I said to him, I need to live my life. Feeling trapped isn't any fun at all. Booger walks a few feet ahead of me, and I follow him closely as we enter in through the hotel doors, go into the lobby, and grab the elevator. As I glance around, I see this hotel is much fancier than I thought it was. We take a step into the elevator as it opens, and then the doors close behind us. This feeling is so odd. I can't help but think as I look at him. We've been dying to be alone for ages, and here we are. Yet, it's so different, almost awkward in a way. You do some drugs while I was asleep? His question startles me out of my own head, back into the present. What? I ask. You're staring at me like you've never seen me in your damn life, or like I'm the hottest dude around. Given our location, I think it's the latter. Boog's stern expression grows into a smile, causing me to do the same. This smile isn't like any I've ever seen from him before. I giggle and lean my body into him. For the first time since knowing him, I can do whatever I want without worrying that he or I will be reprimanded. I can't explain just how excited I am to see where this goes. The first step is getting off this damn elevator, and boy, I can't wait to do just that. We may have left the club hours ago, but somehow I feel as if the second these doors open is when my life truly begins.
Chapter 5. She was everything real in a world of make-believe. Atticus. Booger. I don't know why I've stayed so quiet this long. Honestly, I have no clue. It's not like Camila and I have never seen each other before, or never have spoken. When we do chat, it's usually filled with innuendos and flirtatious jabs. I wonder if because we're out of the club, if things are different now. If maybe I've suddenly become boring to her. I stare at her from the somewhat comfortable couch, looking at her sitting in the windowsill as she overlooks the mountains. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Have you? Yes. My answer shoots out before I even have time to fully process what I've just said. She turns to look at me, and all I can think about saying to her is what I've wanted to for ages. But I'm not that hopeless romantic kind of guy. I'm a big, burly biker. We don't do the romance shit. Fuck, if I don't want to tell her that she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I want to, but I'm holding myself back. What did you see? She asks, pulling her knees to her chest as she stares at me, smiling away. Instead of telling her the full truth, I decide to tell her a half one. In my home state of Iowa, we have something called the Grotto of Redemption. It's a place that depicts scenes from the life of Jesus, made from man-made minerals and stones. Most wouldn't know, but I grew up in a very conservative Christian family. We'd drive every summer to the grotto. When I was a kid, I'd often find myself being annoyed that we'd have to pick up and drive a few hours away to go see it. But as the years passed, I found that what my parents believed in was beautiful. Or maybe I found their faith beautiful. I'm not really sure. Camila tilts her head at me. It sounds like a pretty place. Will you take me to it someday? I nod, smirking at the girl. Yes, if you really want to go. I love to see this place you speak of. I have a question, though. Ask me anything, I say, realizing at this moment that Camila and I don't know too much about one another. We may have been in each other's company for a long time, but never did we go in depth into our pasts, although I can understand why she didn't. It doesn't take an idiot to figure out hers is grueling and filled with pain. Did you find your faith in the club? The faith that your parents had for Jesus? For their religion? I nod. In a way, I think I did find that same faith with the brotherhood. I was always in search of something close to what they had with God, but I couldn't find it for so long. Eventually, I found it in the club, and in finding that missing piece of my life, I lost my family in the process. Good. I did too. What do you mean? Camila hops off the windowsill and walks towards the bed, sitting on the corner as she speaks. I think that I lost my faith in God after my mother was killed. It's not his fault, what happened, but for so long I was lost. So much had happened, And then I was in a safe place with the Reapers. That is where I found my faith again, with all of you. I want to press her for more information, to find out all the missing pieces of the puzzle that is Camila. But I don't. I know that in our own time she will tell me about herself, even if it feels like we're still two strangers. One day, we'll be so much more than that. I just need to have faith, oddly enough. You have never asked me about my past? I shake my head. No, I haven't. It's not my job to press you to find out what happened. I figure you'll end up telling me when you want to tell me, if you even do. Her face contorts in a way that makes me feel like I've slapped her across the face. Why wouldn't I want to tell you? I want you to know about me, like I want to know about you. I understand that people like their privacy, Princess. I'm just not gonna push you to tell me anything you aren't ready for. She scoffs while rolling her eyes at me. Fine, let me spell it out then. Her voice goes from normal tone to a downright pissed one. I don't even know why she's pissed, but I'm guessing I don't have to understand because she's Latina. These bitches be crazy. My father worked for the Mexican cartel and did something bad. I don't know, or maybe I don't remember. Our house was raided, and my mother was shot point blank in front of my sister and I. The cartel kingpin, Rafael Ramirez, took my sister and I as payment for whatever my father did to him. We were split up and carted away to different places. Long story short, eventually, I ended up with the Reapers. Jesus, I mutter, rubbing my hand over my face. Never did I think she was tied up in this sort of deep shit. Now everything clicks together for me. I finally understand why Fist was so cautious when it came to Camila, and why he had an even bigger problem with her coming to Vegas with me. Rafael has his men around the border, which means they're not too far from Vegas. And if one of them recognizes her... Shit. I made a promise to protect Camila, and that's one that I will not break. Like I told Fist, I'll do anything to keep her safe. And I mean anything.
Chapter 6. Sometimes the bad things that happen to us in our lives put us directly in the path to the best things that will ever happen to us. Anonymous. Camila. What's wrong? I ask Booger, who looks more confused than I've ever seen him. He's staring at his phone, looking around back and forth. It's like he thinks that something is missing. What's wrong? I repeat again, needing to know what's happening. We left Salt Lake City a few hours ago and just arrived outside of Las Vegas. I'm glad that I made the decision to stop when we did, because we both needed food in our bellies and some decent sleep. I'll admit it was kind of awkward being around Booger alone, with no one watching or eavesdropping on our conversations. Fist may still think that I never picked up on any of that, but I did. It was blatantly obvious what he was doing. This is the place, but do you see any trailers? Whole joint is empty, Camila. Shouldn't be like this. He talks in half sentences and types away on his phone quickly. I hear the sound of a text being sent, and as soon as the sound is made, he tosses his phone in the cup holder of his truck. Why wouldn't the trailers be here? Sweetheart, I wish I knew. Roman and Fist were supposed to make sure they were here. I'm not the one who arranged this shit. My brows furrow together at the way he just spoke to me. There's no need to take out his frustration on me. All I did was just ask a question. Shit, I'm sorry. I just didn't expect us to get down here with literally no place to live. All of this was supposed to be handled, and obviously it isn't. Booger's phone pings, signaling that he's gotten a text back. He picks up his phone, and I watch as his eyes dart back and forth as he reads. Motherfucker! he growls, angrily tapping away.
Looks like we're going to stay at a motel tonight. Trailers aren't supposed to be delivered until late tonight, or possibly early tomorrow morning. Apparently, they couldn't find anyone to have the trailer sizes we needed so last minute, so they ordered a few more from another company. I say we come back tomorrow afternoon, after everything is set up correctly.
His voice is still stern and aggravated, which tells me that something is bugging him. What's bothering you? Booger puts his phone back in the cup holder and leans back in the driver's seat of the truck.
We have to head into town when we don't know anything about the area, babe. At least if we were here, no one would come up bugging us. I'm the only one here right now. Brotherhood is a few days behind us, and the rest of the Reapers should be here tomorrow. Which basically means if we run into the wrong people, we're fucked because I'm outnumbered.
Why are you so worried something bad will happen? I don't understand. We may have had our fair share of shit back up in Montana, but that doesn't mean that we will down here.
Because something will. We're the outsiders here, Camila. The other gangs and MCs don't know shit about us or our reputation, and they'll only learn to either fear or respect us as we're making sure we're prominent in their community. I can't be prominent when there's only one of us down here. It's risky finding a motel, and I didn't want to put either of us in a risky situation. Just thought this shit would be handled, and it's not.
Well, we can't do anything about it, so we just need to handle whatever comes our way, I offer, trying to put a positive spin on it. I know he wasn't planning for this, and while the fact it's just the two of us makes me a little uneasy after hearing what he's just said, I need to hide the fact I'm concerned.
Yeah, you're right. Fist wants us to find a motel close to where the club is gonna be, so we'd better do that.
He mutters. Pulling his truck out of park, he takes off down the interstate. After about 15 minutes, we've gone up and down the interstate and have found the closest motel to our clubhouse location. It's nothing grand. In fact, it's probably one of the slummiest places I've ever been to. Funny, considering we were just at a really nice hotel yesterday. I thought you don't like bed bugs, I comment, jabbing him in the side with my elbow.
Shit, beggars can't be choosers. Fist told me to stay close to the club, and Damon told me the same shit. Now that Damon is the charter prez for our Vegas location, I have to follow his orders.
I may have been with the Reapers for a while, but I still don't fully understand what's happening. What does being a charter prez mean?
Means that Damon is the prez of our Vegas clubhouse. He acts on Fist's orders, but his role is to provide leadership to the full-patched members and prospects that will be down here. Think of it like this. It would be stupid for someone to open up a second ice cream shop and not have a manager there, right?
Yeah, they might not work. They could misbehave. Employees need supervision. I burst out numerous reasons on why it wouldn't work.
Exactly. But not only do we need supervision, we need a leader to turn to that's close to us when shit hits the fan. Then there's the perception aspect, how we're perceived by other people.
I nod, acting like I understand. Book doesn't need to know that I don't understand a lot of it.
Come on, we should get inside. You already know I'm leery about this place to begin with,
he tells me. I follow his lead and get out of the truck, grabbing a duffel, and follow him. We both head to the window that's carved out for people to check in. An older man sits there, with a Glock sitting behind the glass.
"You cause no problems here, yes?"
I don't mistake his accent at all. Hola! I offer him a hello and smile.
Hola, novia.
He says hello to me and calls me sweetheart, but the way he says it only creeps me out. I don't miss the way Boog's expression turns into a stern look at the old man calling me sweetheart.
"We just need a room,"
he growls out, handing the man $100 bill.
We'll be here for one night."
"Ah, I see." The man takes Boog's 100, and I watch as his eyes catch his cut.
"Reapers. Ah."
He turns his neck to reveal a tattoo, one that I've seen many times before. I was only a tad bit anxious before, but now I'm even more so. We've just walked into the Viper's den, literally. Boog and I just paid to stay at a motel owned by the Víbora, none other than the gang that Raphael is known to do countless business with.
"Not looking for any trouble, amigo. Just need a place to sleep so we can be on our way." "You aren't staying?"
he questions, looking at both Boog and I. I interject, hoping he'll believe what I have to say. No, estamos de paso." I inform him that we're just passing through, and the man smiles, revealing countless golden teeth. Dios mío, what have we gotten ourselves into? Chapter 7. I didn't come this far, to only come this far. Anonymous. Camila. I don't like this place. I have a bad feeling, I say aloud. Approaching the window, I peek through the curtains and look outside. It's just past 2 in the morning, and every moment I'm here, the stronger the eerie feeling washes over my body. It's like somehow I know something is about to happen. The last time I had this sense of déjà vu is the night my mother was murdered. I hear his feet hit the floor, taking one step in front of the other.
"Yeah, you're telling me."
He places his hands on my shoulders, rubbing them back and forth in a soothing way.
"Does it make you anxious being so close to the border?"
I turn my head back to look at him, letting out a sigh. In a way, yes. I try not to let it, though. I know that you won't let anything happen to me. Booger's hands graze over my shoulders and continue to go further down my body. First, he cascades down my arms and brings his hands to my sides before pulling me closer against him. His chin sits on my shoulder, holding me close against his chest.
"You've got that right, princess."
I take in a deep breath and close my eyes. For so long, I wanted to be in this moment, the one where his arms are wrapped around my body and he's reassuring me. It feels like a fairy tale, like I'm the princess that he always calls me. I'm still anxious for what's to come, not knowing if he and I will even amount to anything, but I want to find out. I'm pretty sure he does too. I turn my body around and press mine against his. We have a small nightstand light on, and while it doesn't illuminate the room fully, it does just a little bit. I watch the way Boog's eyes flash across my body. From what I can imagine, he's trying to assess my next move. I take my hand and graze his cheek, feeling the prickly sensation of his few-day-old facial hair growing in. Boog has a good few inches on me, so I stand up on my tippy toes and bring my face closer to his. For so long, I've thought about this moment, wondering what it would feel like, if I'd like it, if I wouldn't. Dreaming about Booger was something that I found so natural, and now I don't have to daydream anymore. Here he is, right in front of me. He leans in, bringing his close, a mere centimeter away from mine. Every part of me wants to make the first move, to show him I'm this strong, fearless woman that he knows. But I find myself terrified at this moment, terrified of what could be. But you know what's even scarier than that? Not knowing if I don't take the chance. My lips press against his in a sweet and slow manner. His hands hold me against him, running up and down my back, encouraging me to continue. I wrap my hands around his neck, moving in closer to him, because that's where I want to be. As close to him as I can. I've wanted this moment for so damn long, and now I find myself not wanting to let go of it. Our lips break away for a moment, and he tells me something I can understand as well.
I've often had dreams about this moment, about the way my lips would feel on yours, with my arms wrapped around you. I gotta say, nothing compares to the real thing.
I snicker and smile brightly at him. I don't think that anything about the man screams romantic, but I can see through the facade he puts up. He's most certainly a hopeless romantic in every sense of the word. Boog shoves me away from him as the door to our room shoots open.
"Stay down,"
he shouts at me, pulling his gun out to face whomever is intruding on us. I just knew something like this was going to end up happening. I do as Boog says and stay close to the ground, pulling our duffel bags close to me. Luckily, they weren't far. I take a quick liberty and grab the keys to Boog's truck, too, 'cause if anything goes my way, we'll be getting out of this shit show real quick. A diabolical laughter greets us as I see a man come into our door frame. He's maybe in his mid-30s, but I recognize this bastard. It seems he's gone from Raphael's private sector into the gang life. Interesting. Very interesting. The thing I had understood during my time in captivity with the cartel was that you were never tossed outside of Raphael's circle of trust unless something horrific happened. Even then, if you were still alive, you'd have to live with the shame of displeasing your leader. Some men survived because they are like the cockroaches of the world, while others ended up killing themselves because they couldn't bring that type of shame to their families. The man who I recognize is no other than Ricardo Escobar, the man who hurt me in more ways than one could imagine. I don't know much right now, but I know that I can't let him recognize me, or else I'm toast. I keep my head low to the ground and try to breathe as calmly as I can, even though my heart is beating 1,000,000 miles a minute. I'm terrified, maybe even more than I was the night I was taken from my family. It's one thing to escape your captors, but it's another to face one of them years later, after you finally stopped having the nightmares that haunted you for so long.
"Who the fuck are you?"
Boog snaps at Ricardo. The frightened girl inside me thinks this isn't a good idea. It'll only make him retaliate, and you really don't want him to retaliate. I should know. I've been on the opposite side of his torture.
"You don't need to know that information, boy. I should know who you are, though,"
he says, and then falls into a bout of laughter, much like the Joker from Batman does.
"Oh, wait, I already do. You are Booger from the Reaper's MC. Yeah, what of it? What are you doing down here, Booger?"
His voice is turning more sadistic as each moment passes, and I continue to keep my head low, not wanting him to see me. I can't let him see me, or things can get so much worse.
"We're just passing through." "We? Oh, what a pretty girl you have there."
I hear Boog take a step in front of me, shielding me from Ricardo. Dios mío, Boog doesn't even know about my past with Ricardo. It's not like I've told him everything in full detail.
"I think I'll take a look at her."
Just like that, the sound of a gunshot rings through the room. I shoot my head up, searching all over Booger for a bullet wound, but I see Ricardo on the floor instead. At that sight, I breathe a sigh of relief.
"Princess, keys."
I toss Boog the keys, pulling the duffels into my arms, and stare at Ricardo. And at that, I see the recognition flash across his face. I want to tell Boog to finish him off, to end his life, so no one has to know. But I can't. The only thing I can manage to do is put one foot in front of the other and run like my life depends on it. Because, quite frankly, it does.
Chapter 8. Be careful who you trust. The devil was once an angel. Unknown. Booger. Whoa, slow down, will you? What happened? Damon asked me as I floor the gas, pressing the phone to my ear. There's a fucking gang down here, Damon. How did we not know this shit? I hiss out. From the corner of my eye, I spot a state park and pull down the path, parking in one of the spots. There's no way I can keep driving like this, with my heart pumping 1,000,000 miles a minute. A sigh greets me. Never had any problems when I was undercover with the demons. Rage cast them all out, and the ones that were around worked for us. These must be new players. You see anything that can help us identify them? Tat? Anything? I think hard for a moment. Yes, he had something on his neck. Fuck. What was it? Yeah, he had a viper on his neck. Motherfucker. That's the Víbora. You say that like it's supposed to mean something to me. We don't deal with these fuckers back in Montana. Tell me what you know. Rumor has it, they work for the Mexican cartel. My guess is they tried to swoop in and claim the territory after they heard about Rage being offed. Damon says to me. The wheels inside my head are turning a mile a minute. Obviously, they didn't know the territory's already been claimed. Stay put. We'll be there in a couple hours, and last time I got an update, the transport company delivering the trailers said they were gonna be there and setting everything up around 5 to 6 in the morning. Fine. What do we do in the meantime? You stay put, like I just fucking told you to. Damon snaps. I take a deep breath, hating the fact I can't do anything right now besides laying low. In this moment is when I look over to Camila and see she's shaking like a cold dog that got caught out in the rain. What's wrong? I ask out of concern, placing my hand on top of hers. Her mascara is running down her face, making her look like a drowned raccoon. I'm so sorry. I should have told you before we left. I know that man. He knows me, and he works for the cartel. We should have made sure he was dead, Booger. He recognized me. He saw my fucking face, and now he's going to tell Rafael. They're going to take me back. Her words come out faster than bullets escaping the chamber, going from a terrified tone to a soft hiccup. Never have I seen her this afraid. What's going on over there? I hear Damon ask through the phone. You don't have to worry about a thing. I've got you. I tell Camila as I bring my phone back up to my face and fill Damon in on what she just told me. Jesus. All right, well, we knew Camila had some shit with the cartel. I'm gonna have to tell Fist about this shit, as you know. We need to expect the brunt force of the cartel, and the gang coming down on top of us. But we'll be prepared. We have close allies, and we're not going to be alone. Everything is gonna be all right. Make sure she knows that we've got her. You got it, Perez. Out of anyone that could have been chosen to lead our Las Vegas charter, I'm glad it was Damon. He's a very level-headed individual who worked hard undercover with the demons for years. His loyalty is obvious, solely from the fact he protected Kat from harm for years. I just hope that he doesn't let his new status give him some ego trip. Call me when you're close. We'll try to get some shut-eye and we'll go out to the property to check on the trailers in a few hours. Will do. With that, the phone call ends with a click. I mean it. Everything is going to be okay, I say to her, trying to soothe her from the distraught nature she's currently in. There's no way for you to know that. You don't know about the things that happened to me, of what they did, what he did. I can't go back to that Boog, and I can't talk about it right now. This is all just too much for me to handle. Distract me, Dios mío. Distract me with something else, por favor. Please. I don't know how I'm going to distract her or what to say, but words just come flowing out of my mouth. I know you're curious about why my family and I don't speak. It's complicated, but simple at the same time. My parents took it badly when I joined the club. They see me as nothing but a low-life criminal, when we both know it's quite the opposite. The Reapers aren't like that. We keep crime low and our families safe. Her tears start to slow down, and she looks at me in a way that she never has before. They do not understand that you found your faith in the Reaper, where they found theirs on the cross. I've never thought of it quite like that, but she's right. I nod, agreeing with her. No, they don't. They will never understand it, though. I had to make the decision a long time ago to accept the fact that if I'm a Reaper, they will never be a part of my life. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was one I made. For so long, I tried to find my place amongst so many, and for the first time I fit in somewhere I least expected to. We're both silent for a couple of minutes. Neither one of us makes a peep, so I unbuckle Camila from her seatbelt and pull her into my arms. Get some shut-eye. We can talk more about all my problems later. Right now you need some sleep. And don't worry, I'll stay up and keep guard. Just relax, princess. Chapter 9. Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. Winston S. Churchill. Booger. I made the decision bright and early to put Camila back in the passenger seat, secure her, and lean it back. We needed to get over to the clubhouse location. Honestly, I think I needed to move around a bit. Sitting in one place for too long just isn't for me. Damon didn't call or even send a text message on where they were, not even now. The only thing that's keeping me calm is knowing that they'll be here shortly, and we won't be as outnumbered as we are. I decided to take a drive into town and stop by a drive-thru, ordering Camila and myself both a hefty breakfast, getting orange juices and 2 cups of coffee while I'm at it. Somehow, the girl still stays asleep. I place the bag in the seat between us and grab out my sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, then continue on to where our clubhouse location will be. Upon arriving, I smile at the pleasant sight that is a few trailers. I count 10 right off the bat, and then I see a big one in the middle, while the others are scattered out and surrounded. "Where are we?" Camila groggily asks, as I park the truck. I turn to look at her, watching as she rubs her hands against her eyes and offer her a coffee. "Welcome to our humble abode, the hybrid club for the Reapers and Brotherhood MC. "Oh, well, what are we in here for? Let's get in the houses." Before I know it, she's hopped out of the truck with her coffee in hand and walks straight up to the nearest mobile home. I quickly follow her, seeing that the keys to the trailer are hanging out of the door. She turns the knob and steps inside. "Oh my goodness!" At her tone, my heart jumps, and I barrel in through the door. I don't know what I was expecting to see, but it wasn't an empty house. Nothing is here. Jesus, why did your voice get high like that? Scared the living shit out of me. "Huh? It's just so nice. Look at that kitchen, and these floors." I roll my eyes at her. The house is empty with light gray walls and some sort of multi-toned wood floor. I follow Camila into the kitchen and see white cabinets, a nice-sized fridge, and a decent range oven. These trailers are nicer than I thought they were going to be. I follow her through the entire place, checking out 2 decent-sized bedrooms on both ends of the house that have an all-suite bathroom attached. There's another small bathroom in the middle of the home. Right off the living room, and the kitchen has a decent-sized island in here. "What is this space for?" Camila asks me, and I turn to look at an open space right around the living area. "I'm not really sure. A dining room, I guess." "Is there not supposed to be any furniture here?" I shrug, honestly not sure. "I don't think so. We'll go get some later when some of them arrive. I should get my bike off the back of my truck, though. Stay put in here while I go handle that, I say, walking out of the house to the truck. I pull down my tailgate, get the ramp secured, and wheel my bike down slowly. No way in hell do I want this baby to get any scratches. I hear the rumbling of bikes, and just as I'm putting mine next to my truck, I see a group of bikers rolling around the corner. I don't mistake those colors anywhere. It's the Reapers, coming in full throttle with red, and I see Brotherhood with their blue a few feet behind. I'll admit, it's nice to not be alone and have to handle shit by myself. Once I get my bike settled, I open the truck doors and grab a couple of duffels and take them inside the mobile home, setting them in the room that Camila is standing in. "Is this our room?" I ask her, not missing the way her face reddens. "Whoa, are you blushing?"
Yes. Are we really going to be sleeping together? I mean, we didn't talk about sharing the same room."
I cross my arms and sternly stare at her. Am I supposed to take that as you don't want to be sharing a bed with me?
No, that's not what I mean. It's just, we're moving very fast.
I approach her and pull her into my arms. What's the point in wasting more time when we both know what we want? She purses her lips together and nods, trying to hide a small smile and change the subject.
"We need furniture, though."
"Damn, I just told you that we'd go get some soon," I chuckle, knowing that I'd better get used to this shit. "We need to figure out who's going to end up being our housemate," I say, knowing that there's no way we'll be lucky enough to have a house to ourselves. I know that Damon and Kat and Amara should have their own houses, maybe Widow too, if he and Amara are still a thing. But that's some pretty heavy-level complicated shit. A knock comes to the door and I walk over and open it, revealing Damon. Hey, how was your trip?" "Long, exhausting. How you two holding up?"
"Hi, Damon,"
Camila says, peeking in.
"Hey, looks like all these trailers are empty. We're gonna need to get some furniture shopping done. Camila, why don't you go out with Kat, Widow, and Cobra to go put in some orders in town? Booger and I need to handle some stuff here."
"Sure, just give me a minute."
Camila runs back into our bedroom and comes right back, starting to go out the door. "Hey, where do you think you're going?" I grumble out at her, irritated by what she just did. She walks back to me and gives me a kiss on the cheek, starting to turn around again. Damn, Camila. I dig into my wallet and yank out my credit card. "How did you think you're going to pay for all of that shit?"
"Oh,"
she giggles, eyes sparkling.
"Thanks. I would have needed this."
You sure would have. Make sure you get us a comfy leather couch, all right?"
"You got it."
She goes off to the door and stops as I speak. "Princess, stay safe."
"I will. I'll see you in a couple hours. And I'll make sure we stop at the grocery store, too."
Damon puts his hand up in the air and starts to speak.
"Good idea. Say, Camila, can you grab enough food for a barbecue, too? I think tomorrow we should throw a party. A celebration on our unification with the Brotherhood. It's been a long time, and we all deserve to have a good time for a few hours."
"Sure thing. I'll cook up a storm."
"Great," Damon says. I know Damon well enough to understand that if he purposefully gave her a task, it means that he wants to keep her busy. I'm just wondering why, and what it is that he obviously knows. I don't have a doubt in my mind that sooner or later, I'm going to find out.
Chapter 10. So, I close my eyes to old ends and open my heart to new beginnings. Anonymous. Camila. Kat drove Fist's old truck out into town, and both Widow and Cobra followed us, our own personal protection detail as it is. It seems they had the same idea we did. Bring the bigger vehicle and haul a lot more of your stuff. I was concerned when I heard you two ran into a bit of trouble, Kat says to me as we open the door to the small furniture store. I hear the clacking of Widow's combat boots against the floor, a mere few feet behind us. Cobra's already shot right past us. I assume he's checking the perimeter, or maybe he just really hates our company that much. It wasn't a pleasant experience, I softly murmur, walking over to where I see a bunch of different curtains. The house is a gray color, so I think I'll pick some sort of bright accent pieces to make it a little brighter. Just because I'm living amongst bikers doesn't mean that everything has to be gross and manly. I can tone it down a bit. I move my hands through the variety of colors and patterns and see Kat does the same. Her hands land on a deep, bright purple with a chevron type of pattern, whereas I stop on a yellow. I can't describe the pattern, though. It just looks timeless and beautiful. I think it'll look really good in the living and dining room. I grab a couple sets of them and opt for an emerald green blackout curtain for me and Boog's bedroom. I'm sorry that we weren't here to help, but don't worry about anything. We're stuck together, through thick and thin. I nod. I know. I'm sorry if you guys heard me freaking out over the phone. I was just terrified that... I lose my train of thought and go silent. Kat grabs my hand and rubs her finger over the top. You don't have to explain yourself. If anyone understands, it's me. She's right. Kat has a very jaded past herself, being held as a prisoner for years by Rage, the now dead Prez of the demons of hell. I bet the day she found out he died, she was celebrating in some sort of way. I know. Thank you for that. Oh, Kat mutters, taking off behind me. I turn quickly and follow her, seeing her walk straight through a huge door that leads to an area with every sort of furniture we could need. Dining tables line the walls, while huge sectionals, couches, and love seats are spread amongst the rest of the room. There's even one wall dedicated to dining room chairs, and carpet hangs from long rods to the right of that. Never did I think I'd be the type of woman who enjoys buying furniture, but I keep reminding myself that this is a new beginning. Wait, did either of them give you cash? I yank out Boog's credit card from the pocket of my jean shorts. Boog gave me his card. I'll have to owe him one. Damon didn't give me shit. Come on, let's go find some good deals. Kat and I walk through the store and each pick out some furniture for our houses. We even both make sure to grab some bar stools for the islands that are in our kitchens. But I can't forget the most important thing of all, Boog's leather couch. There's a massive variety in the store, with all sorts of colors and shapes, but my eyes land on the most gorgeous light purple leather couch. I'm sure Boog will kill me for buying it, but there's no way I'm shoving another bland, stone-colored object in that house. We need to liven it up a little bit. You're really gonna get this one? Kat laughs, standing right beside me. I can't blame you. It's a nice color. I bet you Boog won't like it, though. Green and purple clash. No, they don't. The Hulk is green, and he wears purple shorts, I point out, catching how she slyly jabs at Boog being green. She thinks she's so funny, making her snot jokes. True. I know it's not any of my business, but are you ever gonna tell us what happened to you? I'm late to the party when it comes to your past shit, but if you ever need to talk to anyone about it, just know that I'm here. I won't really say that I know Kat very well, but I do know enough about her to know that she's being sincere in what she's saying to me. If there's anyone that can somewhat understand what I've been through, it's her. Part of me hopes that because of our shared experiences, we'll have some sort of bond and become even closer friends, especially since there aren't many women who came down here. It makes me think we'll have club whores lurking around here pretty soon, and no one likes them. The ones back in Montana weren't too bad, though, but that's only because they know their place. Thanks. If I do, it'll be over a strong drink and lots of crappy food. Kat tosses her head back and laughs. There's nothing I like more than digging into comfort food when I'm talking about tough crap. We'll have to make some margaritas or grab some hard ciders. Yeah, that sounds nice, I comment, smiling. I think that this is the start to a blossoming friendship. We'd better get the furniture order in and then go off to the grocery store. I want to get back home soon. Being out here with what just happened, well, it kind of freaks me out a bit. Oh, I don't blame ya, she replies. You're right. Let's get out of here and go over to the grocery store. It looks like we have a decent bit of cooking to do for tomorrow anyway. I know I'm hiding it very well, but being out here is doing more than just freaking me out. It's terrifying me to my core. Ricardo knows that I'm alive, and I just have to pray that motherfucker died, or else I'm toast.
Chapter 11. If you need violence to enforce your ideas are worthless. Healthyplace.com. Booger. The past 2 hours we've been in the newly dubbed clubhouse talking about the issues we know are at hand. I gave Damon the lengthy version of what happened when Camila and I were at that stupid fucking hotel, telling him any small detail that I could remember. I even went into how terrified Camila was, or rather still is. You've been here before? What do you know about this gang? I asked Damon, who's leaning against the wall. He shrugs, crossing his arms in front of his chest. I know they were smart enough to stay clear of Vegas when Rage was in control. They'd be smart to stay out of it now. Don't worry. If they really are the Víbora, I have a way to deal with them. What the fuck? He has a way to handle these fucking snake worshippers and didn't say that to begin with? What do you mean, deal with them? I question. Damon wasn't the one that saw the fear rolling through Camila in waves. I did, and I'm sure as fuck not allowing that to ever happen again. I didn't only vow to fist that I'll protect her, but I did for myself as well. Keeping her from being fearful is within those parameters. Like I said, I'll deal with them. You don't need to know the logistics. Damon moves from the wall and heads towards the door that leads outside. If he thinks that he's gonna walk out of here without explaining himself, he's batshit insane. I stalk behind him, grab him by the back of the neck, and pull him back towards the middle of the room. He whips around, fury blazing through his eyes. Do not ever touch me like that again. If you try, I'll take off your fucking hand, Boog. How about you tell us what the fuck is going on? I know I'm not the only one here who's wanting some answers. I argue, looking to Dixon and Hawk. Dixon stares at Damon, while Hawk shrugs. These bastards could be speaking up a little bit more if you ask me. Telling us can't hurt. Hawk speaks up, looking to our prez. It's none of your business how I'm going to handle this. It's a family matter. Damon snaps out, heading back to the door. Thought the club is your family. Dixon growls. Damon may not know how this hits a nerve with Dixon, but it sure as hell does. The club is. You're right, but I'm... Fuck. Damon stops speaking and pulls his cell from his jeans. I watch as he quickly taps away on the screen and presses the phone to his ear. Hey, yeah, it's me. I know. Ricardo is on our ass. Can you call your little chihuahua off? He goes silent for a few moments before his face contorts into pure anger. Yes, she is. What the fuck are you even talking about? Shaking his head back and forth, Damon begins to pace the length of the building, muttering curses and angered words into the phone. You call that motherfucker off us right now, or I'll bring a war to them. Do not test me, uncle. You know I always keep my word, and losing the Víbora wouldn't be good for you. Imagine all the money you could lose. This is my final warning. Get him off our asses now,
or I'll slaughter the entire gang. He throws his phone across the room, and it hits the wall at a wistful speed, crashing into a few tiny pieces. I think you're gonna need a new phone, I point out, getting a glare in return. No shit, Sherlock. I just called my uncle. Who's that exactly? I may be the only one speaking, but everyone else is thinking what I am. They want to know. They're just too chicken shit to ask. Rafael Ramirez. Hearing his name makes my blood run cold. That's the man who caused Camila so much harm. And I know I don't know the half of it. I just know the little bit of information she's given me. Do you know what he did? I ask him the question, even though I don't even have all the answers to it. I just try not to let my anger overcome me. It's harder than it looks to not run up to Damon, grab him by the throat, and choke him out for speaking to that animal like he's a human. We should slit his throat and let him bleed out. Obviously not. If she wants to tell me, she can. But things are complicated. From what Fist tells me, the Skull's renegade already have claim on slaughtering Rafael. He may be my blood, but that doesn't mean I am his familia. Understood, Boog? We do not choose what blood runs through our veins. We are simply born into it and have to accept it. I know the struggles of not being able to choose your family. If I could choose a family to be born into, maybe it would have been the one who understands my life choices and doesn't outcast me because I don't fit into their perfect family picture. Shit. I miss them every fucking day. And the part that hurts the worst is that it's their choice. I'm not a murderer, a pedophile, or rapist. I'm just a man who decided to put a cut on his body versus a cross around his neck. And for that I will be shunned until they're buried deep in the ground. Even then, I don't think anyone will ever accept me. At this point, I've stopped trying to fit in. Who can blame me?
Chapter 12. May your vibes shift the whole damn frequency of the room you walk in. Anonymous. Camila. Kat and I slaved away in the kitchen of the clubhouse for a good couple of hours today, cooking up a storm. We chose some easy options, setting them out buffet style so everyone could come and help themselves. Casseroles, burgers, and hot dogs. It's funny, I never liked any of these foods very much until I was with the Reapers. Nowadays, I know how to slam down a chili cheese dog. Did Damon tell you who's going to be staying in the trailer with you yet? I shake my head at Kat's question and wait for her to continue. We're mixing up Brotherhood and the Reapers, so you two will have Cobra as a roomie. Cobra is one of the Brotherhood's full-patched members. I haven't spoken to him much, but I have witnessed how he speaks and acts around the other brothers. He's one of those who's very sarcastic and witty. Basically, he's a complete smartass. I just hope there won't be any problems with Cobra and Boog. Our trailer isn't the biggest thing in the world, but at least we both have a bit of space from one another. I imagine it would have been awkward if the bedrooms were side by side. Well, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. I shrug. A long time ago, I used to be the type of girl who would worry over every little thing. Going through what I did rid me of that worry and the anxiety that came along with it. Now, I just go with the flow and accept that whatever will be, will be. You'll be fine. I told Damon that those two would probably get along. I don't know either of them very well, but I do get the hunch that Boog and Cobra both have very similar backstories. Seems like they have the same sense of humor, too, so I'm sure that will help make things less awkward at first. Oh, what did Boog say about the couch? Kat snickers at the last bit, and suddenly I remember the beautiful purple couch I picked out just yesterday. Delivery has been delayed another day. We're getting the couch and a few other bigger things tomorrow. I think the dressers and bedside tables are coming, plus the mattress and bed frame. I know I'm probably forgetting a few other things, too. It's so weird how our stuff got here today, but yours has to wait till tomorrow. Are you guys comfortable on the air mattress? We're managing. It's not the worst place I've slept before. I imagine you and I have had to sleep in some pretty fucked up places. Kat mutters lowly. Her voice goes to a dark place that only I can truly understand. Others here may know she's been through a lot. It's just one thing to know, and another thing to experience it. Weren't you the one that said we need to talk about this over a drink? I mention, knowing very well Kat did. I want to laugh, but I don't. Instead, I hold it in, not entirely sure why I think it's hysterical that we'd never choose to talk about our past sober. A drink is a necessity when it comes to this. We're standing near the side of the kitchen, and I follow Kat as we walk outside, and she leads me to her trailer. It must be nice to be her and Damon, getting an entire place to themselves. But privacy is a luxury when you're part of the club, always seeming like everyone knows your business. She walks up a couple steps, opens the door, and I follow her into a trailer that looks just like ours. It's the same, an exact replica, but the furniture that she chose makes it look like it's from a different era. She grabbed big, gaudy furniture that is definitely what someone who wants to be comfortable would choose. I prefer a smaller couch, opposed to a ginormous one that takes up too much space. Follow me. I hid the booze under the sink. No such thing as hiding booze when you told me where it is. I laugh, catching her rolling her eyes at me in response. She walks over to the sink, bends down, and opens the cabinet, yanking out a bottle of tequila. Now we're talking. Kat unscrews the top and takes a swig, then hands the bottle to me, and I do the same. I find it interesting that neither of us have talked about our pasts, I say aloud, surprised by that fact. Both of us were held captive by horrible men, the two of us managing to escape when so many others don't get the same opportunity. We should count ourselves lucky, but I don't think luck is the right word when it comes to what we experienced. I've noticed the scars on Kat's body since I've been around her. She tries to hide them with the clothes she wears, but when it's too hot out, well, there's no hiding it. What she can't keep hidden is the dark cloud that follows her. She's one of those girls who are great at acting like everything is peachy. If you ask me, she keeps her darkness hidden because she wants her family to think everything is okay. Personally, I understand that because I do the same. The only difference is that my family situation is a lot more complicated. God knows where my father is, and Maria is with the Skull's renegade MC in Tennessee. It hurts me so much to be so far from her, but I've accepted that it's the way it has to be until we can be reunited. Fist had to explain to me a long time ago that Raphael is still very much after my sister, and it would be a risk to put us both back together. I didn't argue with him, because the last thing I ever want to happen is for any harm to come to Maria. She's the only person on this earth who ever truly understands me. Why would we want to speak about them? Kat asks, taking her hand behind her hair. She moves it around her other shoulder. I roll my shoulders from side to side, trying to think of a response that can lighten the mood a bit. This is what I didn't want to happen. For us to become lost in our own minds. More specifically, our own nightmares. I can see Kat's already reliving what she's endured as her eyes go dark, almost making me feel like she's not in the present with me. I don't know. It could be therapeutic. Huh? She asks, shaking her head as she comes back into the moment. I was just saying that it could be therapeutic to share our experiences. It's not like you or I will talk to anyone else about them. I doubt you want Damon to know how fucked in the head you are, just like I don't want Boog to know the same about me. Kat cocks her head to the side while grabbing the bottle of tequila and takes a hefty shot back. You forget, he was there with me through a big portion of it. Damon had a front row seat to the cat show. Oh, I murmur, forgetting that fact. Damon was undercover with the Demons of Hell MC, while Cat was Rage's prisoner. Only they didn't know too much about each other, from what I can gather. Damon may have known about Cat, but Cat didn't know a damn thing about him. I pull the bottle out of her hand, sit down on one of her plush-lined bar stools, and take a sip of tequila. Do you sneak off to therapy or something? I ask, because I'm genuinely curious. No good comes out of keeping all of it bottled up, but I'm not one to talk. I'd be the pot calling the kettle black. Cat laughs and leans her forearms on the Stone Island countertop. No way. Why bother someone else with my shit? It wouldn't do any good. Plus, I'm not one who enjoys talking to strangers about the shit I've been through. I nod, understanding where she's coming through. Yeah, the only people who ever understand the type of things we've been through are the ones who've had pieces of them taken too. Kat shoots me an expression that tells me she agrees with what I've just said. We lose a lot more than what most think when we experience shit like we have. She's not kidding. If we don't lose our minds, we lose parts of ourselves, and sometimes even pieces. There's no doubt in my mind that we've both lost pieces of ourselves. I just hope we can put them back where they belonged. If not by ourselves, then together.
Chapter 13. So, I close my eyes to old ends and open my heart to new beginnings. Nick Fredrickson. Booger. I wake from my slumber feeling pressure run all over my body. Where I was light and weightless just a few moments ago, now it's replaced with a heaviness. I move my arms around and open my eyes, trying to figure out where I am. It's now that I realize I'm on this shitty-ass air mattress that Camila and I have had to sleep on. I must have drunkenly walked back here last night and face-planted. I'm surprised the damn thing didn't pop and we're not on the floor right now. Thankfully, we'll be getting our furniture later today. I move my arm to the right and feel nothing beside me, which only means one thing. I've become more comfortable than the bed. I wrap my arms around her body and pull her up a little higher. Her legs wrap around my thighs, and she softly mews against my neck. Running my hands up and down her back, she grumbles, pressing her lips further against my skin. I feel wetness running over her bottom lip as she scooches closer, and my mind goes to left field, thinking about how sweet it was to kiss her the other night. I found myself thinking about her lips against mine any moment that I can. If I'm not thinking about kissing her, I'm dreaming about the other things I want to do to her. A harsh sigh slips from her mouth, and she groans, stretching her limbs out across my body. Ugh, not comfy. It's cute hearing her complain, since she's not that type of woman. I have a feeling that when Camila is tired, she turns into a different person. I know, this thing is shit. I comment back, tugging her closer. I just want to soothe her, make her feel comfortable enough to get back to sleep. Knowing me, I won't be getting any more sleep. I'm the type of guy who stays awake once he's up. Been this way ever since I was a kid. I think it has something to do with me growing up on a farm and always knowing that there's work to be done. Just can't seem to kick it out of my system. Motherfucker, she angrily grumbles, sitting up on top of me. Camila stretches her arms out and yawns, rubbing her hands over her eyes. I try my hardest not to let my dick do the talking right now, but as her pussy rubs on him, he just can't help but wake up. I watch her face, which is illuminated by the lighting post we have out a few feet away from the trailer. Normally, I think we'll shut the curtains at night, but I don't mind watching the way she smiles as she feels my length come alive. Camila has a pair of tiny shorts on, ones that barely cover her ass. If she ever thinks she can wear these out of the bedroom, I'll be making damn sure she knows she can't. This hot body of hers is only for my eyes to see. I don't want any other man ogling over her. Camila runs the palm of her hand over my cock, teasing me with one swift brush of her hand. I want to shake my head and tell her I don't do the teasing bullshit. But with her, I think she'll get away with anything. I can't say no to that face. My eyes are trained on her as I feel her go to my boxers, pulling my cock free. I can't help the way my cock twitches as her fingers run over my head and down my shaft, repeating the process. I've imagined this for far too long. She releases my cock, and I watch as she tosses those shorts off her body, peeling off her small tank top in the process. I move my hand to touch her clit, but she leads me to her breasts, so instead I tweak and tease her nipples. As I do, she slides herself onto me, and I swear, she's the tightest woman I've ever been with. She rocks her hips back and forth, bouncing on my cock like she's listening to the beat of a song. I pull my torso up and slip her nipple into my mouth, gnawing on it between my lips, continuing to twist the other. Moans slip past her lips, and she grabs onto my shoulders, pulling me closer to her. I shift my hips up, meeting her movements and revel in the pleasure that comes from her mouth. Dios mío, I never knew I could feel this good. I think about the severity of what she's just said to me, knowing that she must have not had good experiences in the past. But I don't say a thing. Instead, I choose to stay in this moment. I release her nipple from my mouth and grab her by the back of the neck and stare deep into her eyes, making sure I have her attention. It'll always be this good with me, princess. I'll bring you pleasure you've never experienced before, and make you want even more of it. I vow this to her, only wanting to bring happiness in her life. If good sex is that, then I'll sure as hell bring it. Oh, she bites her bottom lip as the moan comes out. I feel her pussy tighten at the same time, telling me she's fucking close. Quickly, I change our positions, lifting her up and slam her against the window. Her leg is over my hip, while her other touches the floor. I pound my cock inside her, feeling her wetness run over me. She tightens up, trying to squeeze the life out of my cock, but I continue on, needing to pump her full of my cum. I've wanted this for so fucking long, and can't imagine pulling out now. I know it's selfish, but I don't give a fuck. I want her to feel my cum seeping out of her hot pussy all fucking day. Fuck, I growl out, slamming my hips against hers as the head of my cock swells. I'm about to burst, feeling the pressure build up inside me. Oh, she repeats, over and over again. Her arms wrap around me, pulling me closer against her, and I see those dark eyes stare into mine. She doesn't have to say a word, because I see it all in these eyes of hers, and lose all of my control. I burst inside her, rocking my cock back and forth. It's now that I realize that while I might not know Camila very well, I'm going to know every part of her. More importantly, I'm probably going to fall in love with her. I don't know how I fell asleep again, but I managed to with Camila cuddled up close against me. I wake to the sounds of beeping and realize it's the furniture being delivered. Tossing over on my opposite side, I grab my phone and check the time. It's just past 6 a.m. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I shoot up, grab my jeans, and slide them on quickly, get my boots on, and charge out the door. Throwing my hands up in the air, just as the driver exits through his door. "What the fuck, man? Do you know how early it is?" He raises his eyebrows, holding his clipboard, and flips through a couple pages of papers. "If you want me to come back, I can, but I won't be able to get here with this load for another week. Plus, you'll be charged another $200 for a delivery fee." Fuck him and his shitty attitude, too. "Want me to come back?" I take in a deep breath and roll my eyes. "No. Bring in the living room stuff first. I have to wake my girlfriend up so you can put stuff in the bedroom." He gives me a curt nod, and I walk back in the trailer. Head back to my room and see Camila putting on a pair of jean shorts that just barely cover her ass, and a deep purple tank. With the way her nipples are greeting me, I know she's not wearing a bra under there. "They came earlier than they said?" she tells me. "You think? Come on, tell the man where you want the shit." I grumble. I need my coffee before I become a decent person in the morning. Now that I think about it, we don't have a fucking coffee pot in this joint. Fuck. "Camila." "Yeah?" "Can you go out and grab a coffee pot sometime today?" She nods before I finish asking the question. "Hello? Please put the carpet down first, and the couch will go." I tune out of listening to her direct the furniture delivery men. I didn't see the other guy, but boy did I get relieved when I found out I wouldn't have to be moving any of this shit. Cobra comes out from the other end of the trailer just as the movers bring in some god-awful colored couch. "What the fuck is that?" I ask out loud, letting my thoughts slip out. "Isn't it perfect? It'll brighten the space up," Camila says, her eyes sparkling as she says it. Jesus. I don't want to break it to her that I hate the fucking color. But she listened and got me that leather couch I wanted. Damn it. Cobra leans against the wall and smiles like a cat who caught the canary. "What are you smiling about?" I ask him. "Just thinking how that couch will be really nice to screw a cunt on." "Fuck no. Screw your bitches on the ground where they belong." Camila snaps at him, and I see the mover's eyes go wide, watching them hold back their laughter. I'm not too far behind them. "You don't even have a girl here anyway." She continues barking at him, and as she keeps on, his smile grows even bigger. "Sweetie, have you seen me? The bitches come running to this face." Camila's jaw drops, and I burst out into laughter. Haven't known Cobra for too long, and he may be a dick, but he's funny as fuck. I think we'll be getting along just fine. Chapter 14. Your heart and my heart are very, very old friends. Hafiz. Booger. The couch might have shocked me this morning, but that was the least of my worries after seeing the mountain of shit Camila bought. I'm terrified to look at the balance on my credit card, but then again, I didn't get any large purchase alerts, so it can't be that bad. Camila and Kat went out with Damon and Cobra to go into town. They wanted to find a Target or something similar to get some household stuff like cutlery, baking and cooking pans, etc. We had all our furniture, but we sure don't have the things we need to cook, clean, and all of that jazz. It's hot as balls out here right now, it being early fall. I can't imagine how hot it is in the dead of summer here. Thank God we've come down here at this time. I sneak into the clubhouse for a little bit of good old air conditioning and see Widow sitting down at one of the couches, scrolling on his phone. He's a hard guy to get a read on, but even so, I can tell he's a bit somber right now. "You good?" He cackles. "I'll be all right. Nothing's ever kept me down long before." I furrow my brows, hearing a little bit of shit about Widow and Amara before we left Montana. I don't know everything, but I heard enough through the gossip chain. "What's up?" Widow puts his phone down and leans back in his seat.
Just that. Nothing. Amara and I are finished. I can't forgive her for what she's done. What do you mean?
There was a rumor that Amara was pregnant. I heard it back in Billings, but now I'm wondering if there's any truth to that so-called rumor. He runs his hand over his mouth, like he's contemplating what to say.
She aborted my kid, man. She fucking aborted my kid and didn't even tell me about it. I only found out by mistake. What kind of shit is that? I can't even fucking look at her without wanting to kill her.
I can't blame him for that. He and Amara have been together for a while from what I know. But if that's the case, neither of them can be afraid of commitment. I've found out over the years that there's always a reason for some sort of action like this. I'm just wondering what Amara's reason is. There's nothing that I can say that will make him feel better.
I'm sorry, man. I can't imagine what you're going through. You know what she fucking told me? She said I already have a family, whatever the fuck that even means. I told her to explain, but she fucking wouldn't. She just stared at me like I was the devil and ran out. I don't even know where she is right now. Not that I care.
He huffs. I know he's angry at her for what she did, but him saying he doesn't care is complete bullshit. When you care about people, especially women, that love doesn't just fade. While our hearts may hurt, we just act like we're dandy on the outside and could give a rat's ass about them. Sometimes I don't think women know the true power they hold over us.
Enough about me and my bullshit. I was looking for the bunker and I can't find it.
What do you mean? What bunker? I ask. 'Cause as far as I know, we don't have one. He scrunches up his nose.
You know, where we're gonna keep our extra guns and ammo for whenever shit goes down. Our failsafe.
I know what you're saying. We just don't have one.
What do you mean we don't have one?
Widow jumps up from his seat and throws his hands in the air.
Are you joking with me, Boog? I don't like jokers. If you're fucking playing with me, I'll make you look like that fucked up psycho from Batman. Don't test me, brother.
Jesus, chill out, man. I'm saying we don't have one 'cause Damon didn't mention one to any of us. I look over to Hawk, who's smoking a cigarette in the clubhouse. He knows damn well he's gonna get an earful from Kat when she comes in and smells that shit.
He mentioned a bunker to you?
He shakes his head back and forth. See? None of us have heard about it.
Kinda interesting we haven't talked about it, considering we already aren't welcomed around here. Shit. Most of us weren't even here and you and your girl already ran into trouble. We should be stocked up and prepared, not defenseless like we are now. Shit, what do we have? Maybe 20 Glocks? You know those motherfuckers are gonna be packing like the crazy bastards they are.
I pull out my phone so we can call Damon and hash this shit out. But I don't have to as the door to the club comes open, and he, Cobra, and the girls waltz in. Camila comes over to me, empty-handed. I give her a confused look. Where's the coffee pot? Everything's already in the house. We got a few things so I can start cooking decent meals in the trailer. I wrap my arm around her and get a good look at her smile. It's funny how something as small as kitchenware can make her happy.
Where the fuck is our bunker, D?
Widow hisses at him. Shit. If I were him, I wouldn't be talking to Damon like that. Damon cranks his head in Widow's direction.
You want to watch how you speak to me?
What crawled up your ass and put you into sour mood? Widow opens his mouth to speak, but then slams it shut. I take it he doesn't want to talk about his love life problems, especially when Amara is Damon's sister.
Sorry. I'm just worried about these fucking little gang worms causing more problems. Doesn't seem like we're prepared if they decide to haul ass and come against us. We need a bunker and you know we do.
Damon chuckles and shakes his head. I watch as Kat makes a face and then motions to Camila for her to follow. This can't be good.
It's nice to know that you're doing my job for me, Widow.
Damon stalks towards him, whips his knife from his holster, and holds it to Widow's neck. Hawk looks to me and I look, warning him with a silent look to not interfere. I do the same with Cobra, but if I know anything about that motherfucker, is that he does whatever he damn well feels like doing. Next time you want to disrespect me, don't. Widow snickers. Boy, you're sure acting like good old Roman right now. I meant no disrespect, Damon. Just stating the obvious. That we need some guns and ammunition. How about next time you take it to your prez? Damon's tone comes out ice cold, telling everyone in this room that he knows a lot more than what we think he does. Widow and Damon have been friends for eons, but the tension between these two is interesting. If we get some excavating equipment, I'm sure Widow can figure some shit out pretty quick, I say, causing Damon to look over in my direction. He takes the knife from Widow's throat and approaches me. I already have an idea. I just need an old school bus. School bus? Hawk questions. Widow nods. Yep. I'll get an old school bus and hook it up with an electric system. That way we'll have lighting for whenever we go down into the bunker. It'll be a decent size, and I'll have a ladder going down from the emergency exit at the top. That's how we'll get in. Are we going to make an underground tunnel while we have the equipment? I asked Damon. Why would we? We have underground tunnels at the Reaper's clubhouse, in case shit ever went bad or the feds got involved. We have someplace to hide shit or get our asses out of there. He shifts on one leg to the other. It's not a bad idea. I like it. The front door to the club opens again, and in walks Amara, blood-red hair flowing down her back, dressed like she's ready to kill someone. She pulls out her vape and takes a deep breath. What the hell are you all looking at? She purposefully keeps her eyes away from Widow, instead focusing on the rest of us. We're going to get a bunker for guns and ammo, and run an underground tunnel in case shit hits the fan, Damon says. She nods her head a couple of times. It's a good idea. Better to be safe than sorry. Who are we getting more guns from? The Steels? Yeah, I'll call Christian and let him know. Don't bother. I'm texting him right now, Amara says to her brother as she taps away on her cell phone. We all hear the text being sent, and within a moment, there's another sound coming in, signifying that she's gotten a text in return. He'll be hand-delivering it. I'll give him all the details on what we need. When will the bunker be ready? Damon looks over to Widow at the same time Amara does. Even as an outsider, I can tell there is pain behind both of their eyes. I'm guessing the truth behind the mess they're in will come out very shortly. The sooner I get the equipment, the sooner it gets done, is all that Widow says to us before he walks past Amara and leaves the club, slamming the door shut on his way out. Chapter 15. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Maya Angelou. Booger. Amara and Damon were able to get some excavation equipment pretty quick, and soon after Widow started working. In a day, he had the entire hole dug, and he's still quickly away at work. We haven't had any problems from that low-life gang, but what I've figured out is that they're always around, just waiting. They are snakes after all. All they're doing is waiting for the right moment to strike. The only thing is, they won't find one. We'll cut their heads off before they do. Whoa, who on earth is that? Hawk asks, pointing off into the distance. I turn my head around and see a lifted, blacked-out Jeep Wrangler heading straight for us. Instinctively, I place my hand on my gun, ready to shoot a motherfucker. If you ask me, it's better if he's bleeding when I'm asking questions. You never want to be too risky and have the potential for someone to get hurt. That's what Fist taught me when I was first starting out. Our main objective is to protect our families and brotherhood above all else. I'll stick to these values until the day I die. The Jeep comes to a screeching halt just a mere 20 feet away, and the door pops open. Out comes a middle-aged, white, bald guy. He has tats creeping up his neck that flow into his head. "Who the fuck are you?" I snarl at the stranger. He smiles, pulling his designer sunglasses up on his head. "I'm here to see your boss. Word is, you're the new key players around town." I don't let this fucker gain an inch, 'cause he'll try to take a mile. I just know it. I wave my gun around in the air and point it at him directly. "My advice to you, my friend, is for you to get back in that fugly Jeep of yours and go back to wherever it is you came from." Damon and Amara both come out of the clubhouse door, almost wearing the same expression. Damon looks like he's wondering who this dude is, while Amara looks entertained as fuck. "Who might you be?" she asks, walking closer to him. I still have my gun trained on him. If he so much as flinches, he'll have a hole going through his body. "I'm Vinny, one of your new friends here in Vegas." "Oh, you're my friend," Amara giggles, crossing her arms in front of her chest. She looks him up and down. "My friends always warn me of their arrival. Give me a heads up. You seem to be a bit rude to just show up in the way you did, don't you think?" Damon stands still, allowing his sister to take the lead on this. It's not like we have a normal clubhouse down here. Our club is split between two entirely different MCs that are obvious allies. No other has ever done this before. In fact, I don't think any other will. It's complicated as fuck, and the rules are unwritten. My apologies. My friends always bring me something too, Vinny. What have you brought me? From the corner of my eye, I see Widow's face contort into anger. He's furious at Amara, and since things have been silent with them the past few days, we're all expecting them to blow up pretty soon. My services, Amara? The fact he knows her name doesn't faze her, or any of us. We've had bastards like this come to us before, ones who are good at digging up information. The question is, what kind of service does he provide? I'm putting my bets on the fact that we're all about to find out shortly. Amara pulls out her vape and takes a drag. I don't need anyone else working for me, Vinny. I'm good. With all due respect, you don't have anyone like me, miss. Your family below the border is heading for a war that they will not win, and your sister has been caught helping the other side. I doubt your uncle would appreciate that information. Amara's face turns bright red, the anger obviously affecting her. So, there must be some truth to it. You don't know what you're talking about. My sister is out of the country. I get information. That is one of my many services. I find things out, things that most wouldn't be able to. Only, I'm not a rat. I'm a consultant of sorts, one who happens to be an expert at forging every document you can imagine, from a deed to a house to your kid's sick note. I'm your guy. Not to mention, I'm playing in the counterfeiting game and my system is flawless. The government hasn't even been able to tell I've been circulating mine into their mix. I doubt they will for a good 5 or 10 years, but by then, I'll just have something better again. He moves his hand to his pocket, and I wave my gun around. You'd better watch what you're doing there, buddy. I'm feeling a little trigger-happy today. Oh, I'm simply just showing Amara what she didn't believe. It's just a photograph. Cobra marches up to the man and rips it out of his hands, walking it over to his prez. He hands it to her. She tries to hold back the shock on her face, but she can't. It's so easy to pick up on with the way her eyes go wide. In all the times I've seen Amara and Damon interact, it's almost always been conflicting. This is different. It looks like nothing but a girl who needs her brother. Damon approaches her, peering over her shoulder to look at the image, and then takes the image and puts it in his pocket.
Is this the only photograph you have?
Oh no, I have them backed up on a server. But don't worry, I'm a smart man, and it's not smart to piss off a family, such as your own. I'm here to offer my services to you all, including my forgeries, counterfeits, and sensitive information. Obviously, from the photograph I've just provided you both with, you know that I'm good. Amara whispers something to Damon, and he looks at her and nods once.
We're interested, but if you so much as breathe a word of what you know to anyone, or share this photograph, I will kill you and everyone you love. You can count on that. No one messes with my family.
Vinny smiles, almost as if he's won the best prize at the carnival. Oh, you can count on that, Damon. No one messes with the familia and gets away with it. Instead of correcting him like I think he will, he says something that surprises me.
No, you're wrong. No one lives long enough to do it. Now get out of here. We'll be in contact shortly.
Vinny gets back in his Jeep and drives off into the distance. Meanwhile, I'm sure that I'm not the only one left wondering what the photograph is, or who wants to know more information about their sister. I know it's none of my business, so I stay out of it. I'm gonna go check on Camila. Haven't seen her in a few hours. I tell the group of them, making sure that they hear me. Heading back to the trailer, I walk straight in and head to grab a pop out of the fridge before I go into our room. Flipping the tab of the can open, I revel in the feeling of bubbles floating across my taste buds. This shit is like an off-brand of grape pop, but boy is it good. Camila picked it up when she went to grab the coffee pot, and I'll have to ask her to get me some more. Placing my hand on the knob, I turn it slowly and enter our bedroom. She's sprawled out across the bed, shaking feverishly. I set my pop down on the dresser and go over to her, sitting on the side of the bed. "Princess, it's all right," I say, thinking that she must be having some sort of nightmare.
"No, please don't. No, no,"
she continues thrashing, throwing her body in all sorts of positions. Beads of sweat run over her brow, and my concern for her grows. I've had nightmares like this before too, ones that feel far too real. That's only because they're not a nightmare at all. They're haunting memories that come back to plague us in our dreams. Moving my hands towards her, I brush them over her skin, hoping that the gentle caresses will help. They don't, though.
"No,"
she screams, shooting forward from her sleep. Her eyes scatter around the room in complete fear until they land on me. Hands shaking, she takes a deep breath.
"I'm so sorry."
The selfish bastard in me wants to know what's going on. What's happened to her that has given her this level of fear? But I know not to press her. She'll tell me in her own time. I have to have faith in that. I scoop myself further into bed with her and lean on my side, wrapping my arms around her body. "Shh, it's okay. I'm here now. You're safe with me, Princess. You're always going to be safe with me."
Chapter 16. She could be heaven or hell, a strong man's dream and a weak one's nightmare. Reggie Newlin. Camila. I woke up early this morning and took a long, hot shower. Thoughts of last night ran through my mind, knowing that there's no way we're not going to talk about my nightmare. I've thought about trying to play it off, like I can't remember, but it's no use. He'll be able to tell I was alert and caught me in the brunt of it. As I whisk eggs in the bowl, I think about how I'll tell him about my dream. Only a few short years ago, it wasn't a dream. It was a traumatic event that happened to me, where part of me was taken without my consent. In almost all countries, it's illegal, and those who complete this surgical procedure are imprisoned. However, there are some who view it as a religious necessity. I know that religion wasn't involved. This act was purely done out of hate, to make my life even worse than what it was at the time. Pouring the eggs in the heated pan, I watch as they bubble and start to form into an omelet. I want to make sure that we both have something to eat before I tell him about my dream and what was done to me. I know he's curious, and I can't blame him for that. If the roles were reversed, I'd have probably already pressed to know what happened. I know Boog isn't the type to do that, but there won't be any hiding it for much longer, especially if his hands try to wander again, or if he wants to have sex during the daytime. He'll see my mutilation, and I just hope it doesn't make him want to be rid of me. That's been my worst fear since this happened, that a man will never love me because of it. As the eggs finish up, I pop 2 pieces of toast in the toaster and grab 2 cups of coffee and set them on the island. Cobra left about 20 or so minutes ago, so I know it's safe to speak with Boog freely. He's just sleeping in, so I let him continue to do that. I really don't want to wake him up. I walk back to the stove and see our omelets are perfectly done, the cheddar cheese oozing a little bit. Damn, I can't wait to pop that in my mouth. Taking the 2 plates I set on the countertop earlier, I pick up the eggs with a spatula and pop them on the plates, placing them on the island in front of the bar stools. I'm kind of in my own little world as I walk towards the coffee pot and take it in my hands. Turning, Booger scares the ever-loving daylights out of me, and I drop the pot. Shit, I didn't even hear him walking down the hall. The slamming of the glass against the wood floor hits me at the same time the hot liquid splatters across my feet.
Allow yourself a moment of stillness, where time slows and the world feels gentle for just a breath.
I react badly and jump, feeling something sharp poke in my foot upon hitting the ground. Jesus, Camila! He rushes over to me and scoops me up into his arms, putting me on top of the counter. I start to jump back down. I need to clean that up, I say to him, but get a glare in return. You need to sit that fine ass of yours here and let me check out your foot, he growls. Grabbing a cloth from the counter, he puts it under the sink and rinses it with water. Slowly, he wipes the top of my foot and then looks at the bottom. Thank God, it's just a cut. The warmth of the cloth goes over the bottom of my foot and burns like a bitch when he reaches the cut. I was just trying to make us breakfast, I mutter, bringing my arms closer to me. He takes a look over his shoulder and sees the food I've displayed out for him, turning back and gives me a sweet smile. I'm sure it's delicious, sweetheart. Once we get you cleaned up, we'll dig in. Bug, I start to tell him, but pause, not wanting to waste any more time, but it's so hard for these words to come out of my mouth. I'm so fearful of what he'll think of me, or how he'll view me. A million different variables come into my mind, driving me insane. Yeah, he asks, staring at me intently. What do you want to tell me? Oh, of course he knows I want to say something to him. There's something I need to tell you. Something that's really hard for me to say. I'm scared. really scared that you'll view me differently after I tell you this. I rub my hands over my arms and keep my eyes away from his. I can't bear to see his reaction after I tell him. Although, I don't know if it's the fact that I don't want to see his reaction or that I'm so worried that he'll be disgusted with me.
All right, you know you can tell me anything, don't you?
He places his hand on my knee and rubs in a circular, soothing motion. After Raphael gave me to Ricardo, he would fuck with me in a lot of ways. At first it was mentally, and then physically. I stop, wanting to see if he'll ask questions, but he doesn't. He'd make jokes so much about putting rat poison in my food that I didn't eat. I didn't want to risk it. He beat me once, but it wasn't too bad, so I consider myself lucky. I know things could have been much worse than what he... For some reason, any time I come close to telling Boog what happened to me, my fear rises up in the pit of my stomach and makes me want to keel over. I'm going to have to tell him. There's no way around it, especially if we're going to continue this relationship. I'm just so petrified that he won't want me after he finds out what Ricardo did, that I'll be too damaged and mutilated for him.
Damn, Camila, just tell me what's on your mind. I'm not some little bitch with a micro dick. I can handle whatever it is you're gonna say, sweetie. I'm a big boy, and I promise you, I can handle it.
Even though he can tell I'm nervous, I see the way he's trying to make me laugh. I don't know what comes over me, or gives me the courage to look at him dead in those eyes of his, but I do. I stare deeply into them as I tell him the worst part of my past. Ricardo took my clit. He cut it off. Boog's irises expand and then condense. I see the shock that rolled through him, and as his hand shakes on my knee, my nerves come back full force. He's silent, not making a peep for more than 5 minutes. I know because I've been watching the clock on the microwave that long.
How?
Is all that comes from his mouth. I squint my eyes, thinking of the horror that day brought. I was a teenager when it happened, just past 17. He told me that if I wouldn't let him bring me pleasure, that no man ever would. As the words come out, I hear his voice saying it. My nightmares used to be my reality, and I know that they will never go away. They'll continue to haunt me for years to come.
Chapter 17. Anger is a sign that something needs to change. Mark Epstein. Booger. Yesterday might have been the most difficult day of my life. I had to listen to Camila tell me everything about her time with Ricardo, and in that, a monster awoke deep within me, one who wants nothing but to take down Ricardo, and every person who stood by and helped him in his atrocious actions. I want the motherfucker to burn, and my God, he will. I'm not the type of guy who ever runs to my prez and tells him we need to have church, but this isn't an ordinary situation. We've only been down here in Vegas for a little while, and in that time we've already run into issues. This just adds to the pot of reasons why we need to act now instead of waiting shit out. Please speak. Obviously something is on your mind, Damon says to me, taking his seat at the head of the table. I almost anticipated that Amara and the Brotherhood members would be sitting in, but they're not. Figuring out this hybrid MC shit is confusing as fuck. We're supposed to be a united front, but yet we do so many things separately. It doesn't make any sense. We need to take out the Viboras, sooner rather than later. They've already caused problems with the club, and after finding out what that fucking scumbag did to Camila, I want his blood. Damon nods his head and leans back in his seat. I understand the need to want him to suffer. Believe me, out of anyone here, I empathize with your situation. But just because I'm empathic doesn't mean I'll lead us into a situation where we'll all get killed. We have to be smart. We're still the outsiders here, Boog, and everyone knows that. Now, when we have more intel and we're more familiar, you know we'll strike. Until then, we have to do our homework. What the fuck kind of homework do you even mean? Your uncle leads these vermin. I'd say it's pretty easy to get your intel on them, Prez. I spit out his title, my anger obvious to anyone in the room. I would never normally raise my voice or speak to any Prez in this manner, but this is important. Damon has ways to find things out, and he's not fucking using them. Now that infuriates me like nothing else. I kinda wonder what the fuck is going on in that thick head of his. The door to our small room where church is being held flies open, and Cobra peeks his head in. I'm agreeing with the snot rocket. We need some blood. Damon shoots up from his chair and raises his voice as he speaks. You'd better shut that fucking door right now, before I cut off your head, snake. At that, Cobra shuts the door, and I hear his footsteps going back down the hall. Fuck. We're never gonna get any privacy in here. We're in a trailer. These walls are paper thin. Hawk points out, rolling his eyes. Damon's phone starts to buzz on the wooden table, and he lifts it up, eyes scanning over it. Shit. We'll have to talk about this later. Christian Steele is 5 minutes out with our guns. I need you all to look out for a new prospect. He should be getting here within the next week or so, depending. His name is Mouser. Mouser? Dixon chuckles. Like Mickey? No. He's called Mouser because he knows how to catch a fucking rat. His family owns a bounty hunting business, and his pop is an old retired reaper. Mouser used to score off of Bold back in the day when he was on shit. Now he's following in his family's footsteps and wants part of the lifestyle. We need more people, so Fist is sending him down here. The group of us nod quietly. It'll be nice getting some fresh blood around here. It's always interesting at first, but we'd be dumb not to take more men right now. I'll be on the lookout for new prospects too. Mouser is gonna be one of 3, but I gotta go. We have shit to handle. Damon slams the gavel down on the wooden table and exits the room. With a name like Mouser, you don't think he's one of those gay bikers, do you? Dixon asks, staring at me. Why the fuck he's asking me, I have no clue. Why does it fucking matter? I snap back. I may have been raised with old conservative values, but I sure as fuck didn't keep them. Well, it doesn't. I'm just saying. He sounds like a feminine son of a bitch. I don't want anyone coming in here trying to make me their bitch. I shake my head. Dixon is overthinking this shit. Watch him roll up and be a big burly motherfucker, and you're gonna regret ever saying anything like shit, man. I bust into a bout of laughter. Hawk soon follows. I think we should be on the lookout for potential new blood, though. And I'm not talking about Mouser. Damon wants more guys, and we'll be sure to get some. Especially now, I say to the group of them. Each of them nod in agreement. They know as well as I do that the time to expand is now. We just need to be careful who we're bringing into our clubhouse.
Chapter 18. Asleep or awake, I dream of you just the same. Anonymous. Camila.
I can't believe we got stuck watching these two while everyone else is handling business back at the club.
Cobra growls to Hawk. He must think that Cat and I can't hear him, but I whip my head around so fast and shoot him a look that tells him to zip it. What I've learned about him so far is that while he may be funny, he's a complete asshole. Is someone upset because he doesn't get to play with their new friend? I feign a look like a whining child and roll my fist in front of my eye, making it look like I'm crying. Cat giggles next to me and shoots a smirk in my direction.
We're on bitch duty while they're discussing things we need to know.
Cat raises her eyebrows and stops looking at the canned vegetables in the aisle we're in.
Oh, so you've dubbed this bitch duty?
She's a pretty mellow chick, but every once in a while, her attitude comes shooting out. I have a feeling that's about to happen here in just a few moments.
If you're asking me if I think this,
he points his hand at both Cat and I and moves it in a circular motion.
Babysitting job is important, the answer is no.
I catch Cat clenching her teeth together and watch the way her nostrils flare.
Do you understand why you're with us?
I wait for the part in my mind where she calls him a befouled idiot, but it doesn't happen. I like the rendition that happened in my mind better. He takes a few steps toward us and growls.
Like I said, I'm babysitting both your asses to make sure you two don't get into any trouble. Dumbass.
Hawk snarls out.
I forgot he was with us too.
I whisper in Cat's direction, getting a chuckle in response. Hawk is either a man of little words or a complete chatterbox. It depends on the day, or maybe the mood that he's in. Hawk grabs Cobra by the throat.
Tell me why I shouldn't make you look like a defenseless little boy for disrespecting them the way you are. You little piece of shit. We're doing the most important thing there is right now. Protecting my Prez's old lady. Get your giant gorilla hands off of me, fucker,
Cobra snaps out.
No, fuck you and your attitude, too,
Hawk grumbles out. He sternly stares at Cobra.
You ever hear about what happened to Daisy at the Skulls? She was fucking grocery shopping, and some fuckers grabbed her, held her for ransom. You want that kind of shit to happen to Cat or Camila? Fuck no. We take our jobs and do them with grace, whatever they may be. Our women are our families. They aren't some disposable bitch like what you're used to.
Hawk shoves him into the aisle harshly, and I watch as he falls flat on his ass. Guess that's what happens when you're barely 6 feet tall and all the others tower over you. His attitude must be compensating for his height.
Hawk, while I appreciate your passion behind your duties, roughing Cobra up isn't necessary,
Cat says to him, her eyes drifting over to where Cobra is. He puts his hands under himself and gets back up, looking right at Cat.
I didn't mean any disrespect.
That's bullshit, and we both know it. I understand that accompanying us to the grocery store isn't the most thrilling thing you could be doing, but it's your job, so stop acting like a child and do what you've been told. Cat always has some way of sounding like she's the sternest, yet the most graceful person in the room. Whenever I've seen her bitch at anyone, she's never really bitching. She has a classiness to her that's hidden under dark clothes and way too much eyeliner.
I'm not your mother, Cobra. Don't make me act like I am.
Damn, I didn't see that comment coming, but it sure gets the message out. Cobra disappears down the other end of the aisle, obviously butthurt by what Cat said to him. I never knew you had it in you to be bitchy like that. She shrugs.
I don't like to be, but for some reason, that man tests my patience more than any other biker I've come into contact with. He's a wild card, Camila, and that makes me nervous. Not just for me, for all of us.
She continues her search for string beans, giving me a whole speech about how she loved them about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, he might be a bit different, but he's not a bad person. I think he just wants to feel important. Cat stops what she's doing at my words, raises her eyebrows, and gives me an "oh really" look. Are you about to tell me that the man just wants to feel special? I purse my lips together. Maybe. He probably just needs a woman in his life. Women always make the guys feel special. Cat lowly mutters.
They put him in better moods, too. I'm standing right here,
Hawk says to the both of us. Oh, hush. It's not like your feelings are gonna get hurt, I tell him, wearing the biggest smile on my face. A lot of the guys won't let us fuck with them, but Hawk takes it like a champ and puts up with whatever it is we're going on about. Hey, do you know anything about Amara and Widow? I know asking Hawk is a long shot because bro code and all that, but I'm dying to know what's going on between those two. They're a clusterfuck if I've ever seen one.
No, and I don't wanna. They can keep their shit to themselves. No one needs to be involved in whatever mess they've got going on.
I take a gander at Hawk and smile at him. He's a man well beyond his 30-something years. One more question. Why don't you have an old lady yet? Hawk's mouth drops open at my question. I'm sure he wasn't expecting me to ask something so personal.
Well, there was this girl back in Montana who I was smitten for, but turns out she has a boyfriend. Can't seem to stop thinking about her, though.
The way he talks about her makes me get butterflies. If anyone deserves to have a good girl, it's Hawk. I can already tell he'd be a great old man to have, and an even better father, if that's what he wants someday. Well, things always seem to work out in the way they're supposed to, Cat chimes in. If someone would have told me that I'd be where I am today, considering all the hell I went through, shit, I'd call them crazy.
Thanks. Nothing's off the table. You both know I'm the type of man who goes after what he wants, regardless of obstacles in my way.
Oh, I jump up and down. What's her name? Hawk squints his eyes at me, trying to figure out what I'm about to do. He's not gonna, so he'd better just fess up.
Raven.
Oh my goodness, 2 lovebirds. I'm Team Rock, I say, smacking him on the shoulder.
Team what?
Team Rock. It's Raven and Hawk combined, like your couple name. Cat busts out laughing as I say it, making a bird sound like a crow.
Hey, cut that shit out,
he growls at her, but she continues to do it. I hear the pitter-patter of feet behind me and turn. I come face to face with 2 girls who look a little rough. One is a blonde with tattoos going up and down her arms. She's kind of skinny, a little too skinny, which makes me think she's either anorexic or on drugs. Shoot, what am I kidding? She could be both. The girl next to her has jet black hair, a little darker skin tone, with deep green eyes. She's a bit thicker and has an ass that can compare to mine. She's the one who has the courage to speak to me. You're with the new MC in town. I nod, glancing back to Cat, who comes to stand beside me. Hawk is watching them intently, and I don't think it's because he has any interest in them. If I've learned anything in life, it's that strangers are always a threat. Can we help you with something? Cat asks, and one of the girls' eyes goes wide. Wow, you've changed, is all that comes out of the blondie's mouth. Cat peers down at her, looking up and down her body. So have you, sweetie, and not for the good from the looks of it. Can I talk to you in private? The blonde asks her. I witness the way Hawk's eyes go wide and are silently answering, fuck no, for Cat. But Cat does something I don't expect. She grabs the girl's hand and walks with her down to the other end of the aisle, staying in plain sight. The dark-haired girl starts to go with her friend, but I don't let her. Oh no, honey, you're staying here with me and Hawkeye. Your name is Hawkeye? She looks over to him, and I can't keep the laughter back. Oh, I love fucking with him. Chapter 19. Just because I don't react doesn't mean I don't notice. The Good Vibe Company. Camila. What was that all about? I asked Kat, wondering what the hell those two were talking about for over 10 minutes. Obviously, they know each other, but I want to know more. Nothing much. They used to hang around the clubhouse when I was with the demons. I take note of the way she says the word with. Kat wasn't with the demons. She was being held as Rage's own prisoner. Anytime she talks about her situation, which isn't much, she lightens the severity of what she endured. When I think about it, I do the exact same thing. Part of me wants to tell her that it's okay to accept and admit what we've both been through. But in doing that, it opens up a deep can of worms for the both of us. Plus, I don't think I could tell her to do something that I can't do myself. I think that saying the pot calling the kettle black would apply here. And? I question, urging her to go on. I'm not really close to anyone in the clubhouse, but I do see that Kat and I can bond over a few different things. We've both been through a whirlwind of shit, and I think because of that, we're going to end up being very close friends. She takes in a deep breath, almost like she doesn't want to speak the words that we both know she's about to. Those two are trying to see if they can come to the clubhouse and work. Work? We don't even have enough for you and I to do right now. It's boring as hell. Kat gives me a knowing look, one that tells me exactly what type of work they're looking for. They want to be club whores. I scrunch up my face at the thought of it. Back in Montana, the club whores aren't bad at all. But whenever you introduce new blood into a community-type setting, there's bound to be issues. Personally, I don't want any issues. I told them that I'd talk to Damon about it and get back to them. Based on the way they look, I know where they're hiding out. Never have been there, but I always heard the rumors. I stay quiet for a moment, thinking about how tiny the blonde girl is. Is she on drugs? Probably. I didn't see any tracks on her, but that doesn't mean there isn't any. Callie is the type of girl who does whatever she has to do to survive. I nod once. Understandable. What about the other girl that was with her? She looked a bit thicker, so she must be clean. Not necessarily. You never know what's going on with those two. They stick together like two peas in a pod. Callie and Esme have been together for a really long time. From what I have seen, Esme calls the shots, and Callie suffers the most. Those two are bullies, and I don't trust them. Callie did mention she has a boss, though. If she has some low-level pimp, we're not gonna take them. It's a huge mess to get involved with that shit. Kat's right. We don't want to get mixed up in any of that shit. I think we have enough going on anyways, Hawk says to the two of us. I roll my eyes at him, needing to fuck with him just a little bit more today. Dios mío, who asked for your opinion? We're just two ladies trying to have a private conversation, but you just have to put your 2 cents in, I say, sticking my tongue out at him. Hawk huffs loudly. Just get done your damn shopping so we can be on our way. Kat takes me by the arm, and we both walk down the aisles, getting our shopping done quite quickly. We grab a load of meats, imperishable, and so much more. Our pantry is bound to be stocked up for quite a while. Kat and I load up in the truck, while Cobra and Hawk escort us back to the clubhouse. Shit, I need to fill up the tank, Kat mutters. Putting on her turn signal, she pulls to the right so we can enter into the gas station's driveway. I look down at my phone, checking to see if I have a message from Boog, when suddenly she turns the wheel sharply to the left. Cobra speeds up around the truck and flies up the road, and Kat follows suit, almost matching his speed. I turn around in the seat to see where the fuck Hawk is, and let go of the breath I've been holding in when I see him. Only, I don't just see him. I see a few cars back at the station, men running out with guns, and a deep orange red coming from the gas station. The place is on fire. What the fuck just happened? I yell, confused beyond all belief. From the looks of it, those snaky motherfuckers were robbing that station. Sorry I didn't notice until the last minute. If I had, I wouldn't have started to pull in. I just hope they don't try to follow us back to the club. Yeah, me either. Step on it so we can lose them, I mumble, trying not to let any anxiousness overcome me. After a few minutes, I turn back and only see Hawk behind us. The sight in front of me causes me to breathe easy again, and for my heart rate to go back into a normal rhythm. Kat pulls down into the parking lot of the club and goes, "Who the fuck owns that shitty Honda?" I whip around and see the beat-up old Honda Civic parked out front. "I dunno." Both of us get out of the truck and head for the front door, but Hawk steps in front of the two of us and raises his Glock in the direction of the club.
Jesus, you'd think the two of you wouldn't leave your brains in your asses. Know how dumb y'all are for heading into the club when no one knows whose car that is?
He shakes his head in disapproval and approaches the door, swings it open, and enters. "Hey there, handsome," is said by a high-pitched girly voice. Kat and I both share a look and take that as reasoning enough to go walk in. Cobra is right next to us as we do, and our sights land on a skinny tan girl with teal hair sitting on the couch. She has a bowl out in front of her with some tortilla chips, and I'm betting that she broke into Damon's queso dip. Someone's not going to be happy. I look her up and down, sizing her up. "Who are you?" "I'm Onyx. I'd say it's nice to meet you, but I don't really like people. Say, where's that big, bad prez of yours?" She bends down, grabbing something off the ground, and as she does, I see her take a heavy shot back of tequila. Why do I have a feeling like this girl is going to be a handful?
Chapter 20. Either I will find a way, or I will create a way, but I will not create an excuse. At millionaire_mentor. Booger. It was nice spending a bit of time with the group of you. Next time you need anything, you know how to get in touch, Christian says as he shakes Damon's hand. Sure do. Don't be so much of a stranger. We are all on the same side after all. Christian flashes him one of those sadistic smiles, showing me that whatever is about to come out of his mouth is going to be good. You mean the side where my pockets keep getting lined with more cash? Yep, I'm always on that side. Damon chuckles, shaking his head. I don't think you'll ever change. Why should I? I'm perfect just the way I am. Does Selena say that to you? Damon busts out in laughter, barely managing to get his question out. Christian stays silent, not saying a word, so Damon continues. Before I forget, how is Madigan doing? Christian's jolly face turns into a more serious expression. She's doing all right, given the circumstances. Well, if I can do anything, don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks for offering, Damon, but I've got it handled. It's not an offer, Christian. It's a promise. We may do business together, but your family and mine have known each other for a very long time. If we can help you deal with your problem, we sure as hell will. Damon seems to be talking in a code that none of us quite understand. I'm betting that if it's important enough, he'll end up telling us sooner or later. Until it gets to that point, I'm sure we'll be in the dark. Just because I respect the fact he keeps certain matters to himself doesn't mean that I don't want to know what the hell he does. Damon gives a curt nod to me and the others, signaling us that it's time to pack up and head back to the club. I walk over to my bike and mount her, starting her up and waiting for our boss. Amara says a few words to Christian, but I can't hear her over the sound of my engine. If you ask me, she's been acting a little odd the past few days, a bit quieter than she usually is. Yet again, I'm also getting that feeling like something is up. Damon goes to his bike and mounts it, starting her up. We all form in unison as we ride back to the clubhouse. The Vegas heat slathers against my skin even as we ride. I've ridden through countless states in a variety of weather conditions, but never have I felt like I'm riding through Satan's asshole. This is a first for me, especially when I grew up in the armpit of America. Damon raises his hand in the air as we break into the clubhouse grounds, pointing at a car that none of us recognize. We aren't expecting many visitors, and the ones we knew were coming have already come and gone. I get off my bike and head straight into the club, noticing how the light isn't on in our trailer. If Camila's inside, the light would have been on, so I know she must be with Kat. Upon opening the clubhouse doors, I see Kat and Camila sitting across from some teal-haired gypsy girl. As she shoots up from the couch, I can tell she's about the size of a 14-year-old girl in her height.
"Ah, the man I've been waiting for."
She beelines it, heading straight for Damon. Damon doesn't even look at her. Instead, his eyes drift to his old lady. "Who is this?" Kat makes an annoyed face.
"The only thing I've gotten out of her is that her name is Onyx. She's just been eating our food the last 2 hours like a starved gerbil."
"What do you want?" Damon's tone comes out callous, as if he's annoyed. He's not the type of man to allow anyone to figure out what kind of mood he's in. Constantly stoic, keeping everyone guessing. It seems like he couldn't give a rat's ass about keeping his poker face on right now.
"Obviously, I'm Onyx."
She flips her hair and glances over to Kat.
"Thanks for the introduction, sweet cheeks. Now, let's get down to business. I'm not a woman who enjoys wasting her time."
Damon's eyes narrow on her. "Business?" he cackles. "Who says I'm going to do business with you?"
"You haven't heard what I'm pitching, Prez. So shut your yapper until I'm done."
Shit. Who the fuck does this girl think she is?
"Cobra, take out the trash, will you?"
Amara asks. He smiles proudly as he walks up to Onyx and throws her over his shoulder, walking towards the door. I watch the entire thing as she pounds her fists into his back. But as soon as he opens the door, she manages to keep her hand securely on the framing. Seeing this as her last chance, she yells across the room to Damon.
"Do you want information on the Vibora or not?"
His irises expand, and he looks over to his sister, who nods in approval. "What sort of information do you have?" Damon hasn't discussed his plans entirely. In fact, he's been very quiet about our next steps when it comes to these scumbags. I, for one, want to handle this shit sooner rather than later.
"A couple of my girls stay at their main grounds. They hear shit all the time, then of course pass along any pertinent information. I haven't seen a use for it until now. The only reason I'm here is because you can provide me with something in return."
Amara walks over to where Cobra and Onyx are. Moving her hand, she signals Cobra to put the girl down.
"What is that exactly?" "A few of my girls used to work with the demons when they wanted some pussy. I didn't have a choice in the matter, and these fuckers swooped into town. Rage's body wasn't even cold yet before they started fucking my shit up and causing mayhem. Their filthy leader, Ricardo, demanded 2 of my best girls. Now he's got one of them on drugs constantly. She's withering away to nothing right in front of my eyes, and I can't do a damn thing about it. You see, I don't have the brunt force. You do. In exchange for me giving you information about the Vibora that I'm made aware of, I want a safe place for my remaining girls to stay. I want them to have refuge here, behind the safety of the real key players, these MCs. I'm not a woman who automatically expects things such as this, though. My girls will also work for the clubs. The clubs will get a cut of whatever business they bring in. In exchange, you get information to take down these scumbags. And I sleep a little better knowing the girls are okay." "Whoa, you're their pimp?"
Camila blurts out, putting the pieces together.
God, I hate that term. If you want to think like that, then yes. I prefer to look at it in more like a fearless protector kind of way.
"We'll do it," Amara tells her, not even looking at Damon for his input on the matter. I can tell that's going to stir up some issues later. We have a couple of rooms that aren't being used right now, but I'll make sure they have a decent place to stay for the long term. In the meantime, follow me and tell us what you know. Amara starts off to head back in the room where we have church, and Damon follows her, with Onyx a few feet behind. Just when I thought not much more could change around here, something like this happens. Either way, these fuckers are going down sometime soon, and God, I can't wait until that happens.
Chapter 21. We try to hide our feelings, but we forget that our eyes speak. Anonymous. Camila. In the last week, things have been as quiet as a mouse. It's been oddly boring. Not much happening on any fronts. Amara kept her word to Onyx and secured some sort of 2-story trailer thing. The girls haven't all come yet, and the nosy bitch inside of me just wants to peek inside their humble abode and see what it looks like. Then again, part of me doesn't, because if their joint is better than ours, I'll be throwing a fit really quick. I mean, shit has been dead quiet around here. I think everyone at the clubhouse has been expecting Amara and Widow to go at it, but even they haven't said jack shit to one another. Even though I don't know her well, I know her well enough to see she's not the type of woman that keeps her mouth shut when something like this happens. She's a very opinionated Latina woman. I, for one, can completely understand, being that I was in her own shoes. What are you looking at? Amara peers up from her phone and catches my eyes directly on her. I look around just to make sure that none of the guys are around us. It's now I see Kat is on the couch reading a book. She's probably so stuck in whatever kinky shit is going on in that book that she won't even pay attention to what I'm about to say. You, just wondering what the hell has gotten into you lately? You don't seem like yourself. Amara slams her phone down on the table. Of course I'm not like myself. I fucking wish I could act like everything is fine with me, but it isn't. So, I have to take what this fucking universe gave me and deal with it like a big girl. She hasn't snapped since her and Widow ended things, and given that she just got a little sassy with me, I'd say we're heading in the right direction. Kat's book slams shut, and she keeps her attention focused on Amara and I. You don't have to keep whatever is going on to yourself. I know we're not the closest, but you aren't alone. We're the only ladies around, and I think we should stick together. What do you think, Kat? I ask her, bringing her in the conversation. Her brows push together. I like being left alone, so asking me isn't the smartest thing you could do. I wave my hand in the air, dismissing Miss Emotional. Holding it all in never helps. Trust me, I know it's the worst thing we can do to ourselves. Fuck this. Come on, bitches. Let me show you my issue. Amara grabs her phone and rises, heading straight for the door. I follow closely behind and walk over to her car. We both wait for a minute before we see Kat's lazy ass getting in the back seat. I'm going to take you both to go see something, and after I explain it the first time, there will be no more questions. Understood? You got it, I say, while Kat grumbles something in response. For the next 35 minutes, we're driving on the highway. At this point, I'm wondering if Amara is just pulling our legs. If this is some twisted way to tell us to mind our own business, but when the car suddenly comes to a halt in front of a billboard, I don't know what to think. Amara points to the billboard. That right there is why I'm acting so different. What do you have against a billboard? She huffs. Jesus, it's not about the billboard, Camila. It's about the woman on the billboard. My eyes scan over the lettering that covers it. Rebel Rose. Looks like she's appearing at a club. She must be famous or something to be doing that, right? Amara leans back in her seat, eyes focused on the billboard. From the passenger seat, I can see the turmoil that's going through her mind. Now I'm just wondering why she's being tormented as she looks at this pretty woman's photograph. A long time ago, that used to be Widow's girlfriend. So? I say, looking back between this rebel girl and Amara. Still, the pain is plastered across her face. I just don't understand why. At that same time, she used to be my best friend. Oh shit, here we go. She vanished out of nowhere years ago. We didn't know why. She was just here 1 minute and gone the next. The only thing we got was a text message to the both of us, saying that she didn't want to be in this life anymore, and not to go looking for her. So we didn't. I wasn't fucking looking for her. But yet here she is, right in front of my goddamned face. Amara slams her hand on the horn, and I see the tears threatening to come out of her eyes. I wasn't looking for her, but once I found her, I couldn't help but want to know more. I couldn't help that. I needed to know if she was happy, if she got married or what. I just needed to know that she was okay. So I hired a private investigator and found out much more than I bargained for. I take Amara's hand in mine and give her a squeeze of encouragement. What did you find? She has a kid, Camila. A daughter. Tears flood down over her cheeks at this point, and I know that nothing I say will make her feel any better. Let me rephrase that. Her and Widow have a daughter that he doesn't even fucking know about. He already has a family, so how could he ever have a family with me? I knew he'd just run back to Melody, because he always does. I'm nothing but a second choice to him, someone to call when his bed is cold. I just can't do that anymore. I love the man, but I can't keep allowing myself to be treated like this, like I'm nothing. Well, damn, that's rough. Kat adds in, not helping the situation. I shoot her a look that tells her to shut her flappy yapper. It's understandable, I say to Amara, running my hand soothingly up and down her arm. I want to make her feel better, but I know it's a long shot. I can't bring myself to tell him any of it. I'm sure after a time he'll figure it out on his own. In the short time we've been here, I've passed her face at least 4 times. He'll end up seeing her soon, and then he'll know why I did what I did. It will all make sense soon. I take in a deep breath, knowing very well that it won't make sense soon. Widow will end up blaming Amara for not telling him. I don't know for a fact that it will happen, but I've seen his attitude plenty of times before, and I wouldn't put it past the man. In all honesty, I don't care much about Widow right now. My main concern is Amara, because us girls stick together, always.
Chapter 22. Our almost is what will haunt me. Rebel Rose. Booger. We might not have been here for too long, but we're getting a lay of the land more and more every day. A couple of us go out on runs, not for a sole purpose except to understand the landscape, how the roads connect, and how the territories are laid out right now. From what we know right now, the Viboras are trying to make the most trouble, but they aren't the only ones who think there's a free spot up for grabs since the demons were kicked out. The guys have heard rumors around town, but nothing more than that. Widow, Damon, and I decided to go out and look further into town. We've been in a couple times, but not in any sort of way related to leisure. Now it's time to do what the other brothers have already been able to do. We go down Main Street and Widow veers off and parks his bike. Before we even know it, he's already walked in a titty bar. Damon and I follow suit, walking in behind him. He's already gotten a booth right front and center with some Latina chick with small tits wrapping herself around on the pole. Damon and I take seats beside him, and a girl walks up to us and asks us if we want anything to eat or drink. I order us 3 beers, thinking that we might as well enjoy the downtime. We're always on guard lately, Any updates on what's going on with Ricardo? Widow asks Damon, who immediately looks to me as he responds. Onyx has her girls finding out some intel. Supposedly, there's a big party going on tonight. I told her to let her girls know to be on the lookout. If they have allies, we all know they'll show up at that fucking party. I'm furious that this motherfucker is still breathing. We need to squash him like the cockroach he is. I snarl out to Damon, just as the girl brings our beer over. I hand her a 20 and tell her to keep the change. Damon stiffens up, telling me that he's pissed I even said anything. I'm not the type of dude to just sit back and let shit happen. I'm gonna say what I want, when I want, and no one will ever stop me. I don't want him alive any more than you do, brother. I assure you that when the day comes, Ricardo is yours to kill. You have dibs to do whatever the fuck you want to him. Just like Rage. We'll make it fucking painful for this vermin. I know you're pissed I haven't done anything about it yet, but understand my side. I grew up watching a man make decisions for his club when he should have thought them out more. Making rash decisions are only gonna hurt us. So I'll be sure I don't make the same mistakes that my father did. None of my guys are gonna die on my watch. We'll use this intel to my advantage, and you can be damn sure of it. Widow grumbles something under his breath, and the next thing I know, he's beelining it for the door. I wait a couple of minutes before I get up and go outside. He could be gone for all I know, but it doesn't look like he is as of yet. I find him staring at a piece of paper, looking like he's seen a ghost. Everything okay? He turns back to look at me for a split second, before his eyes return to the paper in front of him. Dude, what the fuck is up with you? I grab him by the back of the shoulder and see he's staring at this pink-haired girl. Getting a hard-on for her or some shit? He still doesn't say a fucking word. Eyes trained on this photograph. I don't even know how to describe it. I can't tell if he's infatuated or having a fucking stroke. I read the flyer and see that this girl is having an appearance at a club downtown this weekend. She must be pretty famous around here if she's making an appearance at one of the clubs. Only people with a name for themselves do that shit. I can't fucking believe my eyes right now. This shit can't be real. Widow mumbles to himself, and just as he does, the door to the titty bar comes open, and Damon approaches us. I thought we were gonna relax for a few minutes instead of throwing a temper tantrum. He hisses. But just as he does, his eyes land on the flyer Widow is holding. Jesus Christ. Is that Melody? Widow doesn't move an inch, but his eyes meet Damon's. Sure looks like her, doesn't it? Yeah. Or like a freaky twin sister we didn't know she had. Who is Melody? I ask, obviously not knowing what the two of them do. She's my ex-girlfriend. The one who got away. Pfft, got away? The girl literally fucking ran from you, brother. She did you dirty, being as cold as ice. I'm going to this fucking club on Saturday, Widow states firmly, folding up the flyer. He puts it in the back pocket of his jeans. All right. Not gonna tell you to do anything 'cause your ass won't fucking listen to me anyway. Damn straight. It's been fucking years since I've seen her. Now we're here and she is too? That can't be a coincidence. I don't fucking believe in them anyway. Want backup when you go? I ask. It's still not a good idea for us to be splitting up as of yet, especially with all this bullshit going on with the Víboras. Widow gives me a devilish smile. Oh no. I'm gonna walk in that joint, and the bitch is gonna see a fucking ghost. I glance down to my cell and see a text from Kat, and as my eyes read the words, horror strikes through my body. There's only one place I need to be right now. With Camila.
Chapter 23. I don't follow rules. I make them. And when necessary, I break them. Veronica Lodge. Camila. Why the fuck did you tell him? I scream at Kat, tears streaming down my face. We ran out to the grocery store really quick without an escort. Honestly, I didn't think anything of it. We were just gonna be gone for maybe 10 minutes, but we weren't. He's going to flip his shit. I'm not just freaking out about leaving without an escort, but based on his reaction to finding out what Ricardo did to me, I can't even fathom how he'll react now that I was grabbed. Thank fuck Kat had a gun on her. I told him to get his ass back here because we ran into trouble at the store. We shouldn't have left without anyone, Camila. It was so fucking dumb. Kat shakes her head, showing me how disappointed she is in herself. We couldn't have known this was going to happen. Kat raises her hand, shushing me. Yes, we could have. We were told to lead with members from the MC just because of this shit. Fuck, we could have taken someone with us. Now, because we didn't, we're both going to get our asses beat for this shit. Only one other time have I done something this stupid. Jesus, you want to tell me when that was? I snap at her, throwing my hands up in the air. No, it's none of your fucking business. She hisses back, strutting towards the clubhouse door. She opens it, stopping for a moment, and leaves, slamming the door shut behind her. Immediately, I know that I've struck a chord with her. There's no doubt in my mind that whatever she did was when she was Demon's prisoner. I walk over to the couch and sit down on it, pulling my knees to my body. I know what we did was stupid. I do know that. But there wasn't any way for us to know Ricardo's goons would have tried to grab me. I swear, a minute must have passed before the door comes shooting open, and in comes Damon, Boog, and Widow. Amara follows in closely behind them with a couple of the Brotherhood MC guys. Anyone want to tell me what the fuck this is about? Amara shouts, looking to Damon and then over to me. I open my mouth to say something, but Booger cuts me off. Don't you dare say nothing, Camila. I'm not in the mood right now. Damon's gaze lands on me, and out of nowhere, I feel a rush of emotion flood over my body. Tears rush to my eyes, and shortly after, they're pouring over my cheeks. What happened, Camila? His voice is stern, yet full of nothing but concern. Kat and I went to the grocery store. I keep it short and sweet, seeing that Damon already knows what happened. I curse to myself, knowing that Kat must have already told him what happened. We went by ourselves and ran into some trouble. I look to Boog, knowing that I need to say this to him more than anyone else. I'm sorry for what we did. We were both being very stupid, and if we'd taken someone, I'm sure nothing would have happened at all. What the hell happened, Camila? Booger snaps, raising his voice to me. Ricardo's goons were there, and one of them grabbed me. They took me back into the freezer area, and thank God Kat was with me and had her gun. She heard me scream and came running to my rescue, but what? Damon asks. I look back over to Booger and see his eyes form into slits, showing me just how angry he is. He told me that they're not going to stop until their boss gets me. So to enjoy the time that I have with the Reapers, because everyone will be dead soon. Damon's nostrils flare as he looks over to Amara, who doesn't look much happier. You need to leave. I think that I've heard Damon wrong, so I crank my neck and take another look at him, furrowing my brows in confusion. What? You need to get the fuck out of here, Camila. I stand up from my seat and look to everyone in the room. It feels like I'm being punished. Maybe I deserve to be for what I did, but not like this. I don't deserve to be sent away from the club. No, the Reapers are my home. I'm not leaving, I shout, wiping the tears away from my cheeks. Damn it, I'm not asking you. You and Boog are going to get the fuck out of here.
and go lay low somewhere for a while. I can't have you here, Camila. Your life is at risk, and so is everyone else's. As your prez, I need to make sure you're safe. It's Boog's job to make sure you are. So, for the love of God, just listen to me and go hide somewhere.
No! I shout in response.
You're getting your ass out of here, and this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. I'm not doing this because you did anything wrong, Camila. It's because I want to make sure you stay safe. Today, with what happened...
Damon pauses for a minute and looks over to Amara for a split second. Just as he's about to speak, she starts to.
It's too risky. Keeping you here isn't safe right now. You may not be in Brotherhood, but Damon and I have made an oath to protect everyone. We can't keep you here because it isn't safe. We're gonna deal with these fuckers, Camila. I can promise you that. But if you're here while we're trying to sort out our plan, it won't be good for anyone. We'll be too worried about you to focus on what we need to. And during that time, shit will go down. 'Cause we're not dealing with some calculating motherfuckers. These guys act on impulse. So do what we're telling you to. Go lay low somewhere for a bit.
I look over to Boog, not really sure where we can go. I can think of one place where we should go, but not for me, for him. If there's ever been an opportunity to go to Iowa, now is the time. We have to lay low, for fuck's sake. Where better to do that than in the middle of nowhere? I just have to talk him into it.
I can't believe you,
Boog tells me in a disappointing tone, stuffing clothes into the duffel bags.
Look what you did. We have to fucking leave now.
I'm thanking God that Cobra didn't come back into the mobile home. Maybe he knew that Boog and I were going to hash it out. I didn't think anything of it. Booger's eyes nearly pop out of his head.
Obviously.
I cross our bedroom and grab the duffel bags straight off the bed, tossing them into the corner. I'm sorry that I'm not this picture-perfect person who doesn't make any mistakes. I know it was wrong, and believe me, I'm regretting it.
I don't know what to believe right now. How could you be so careless, Camila? Don't you realize that everyone here cares so deeply about you? Do you realize I would have been lost without you if anything worse had happened? I would have fucking died.
He turns quickly and slams his hand through the drywall. I take in a quick breath, placing my hands on him. Fuck, I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't intend to get grabbed in the grocery store by some creep, nor did I want anyone to be upset with me or cart me off like the liability I very much am. He turns his head slowly, peering down at me.
What?
I know there's nothing that I can say to him right now. No words will make this better. So while I can't say a word to him, I can show him. Sliding my hands up his arms, I cup his face and lean up on my tippy toes to press my lips against his. He doesn't kiss me back at first, but when he does, I smile. He's not slow and caring. Everything about this kiss tells me that I belong to him, that I'm his girl, and he cares for me. His hands venture over my body in a forceful, commanding tone. He tears his lips away from mine, tipping my chin up to look at him.
Don't you ever do something that stupid again. You hear me? I can't ever lose you, Camila. And today we came too close. Shit could have been so much worse.
I nod my head once, leaning up again to kiss him. I know that I don't have to speak right now, that my actions are enough to show him what I think and how I feel. I won't ever be so careless, never again. He pushes me against the wall, and as he does it, I feel the hardness of his cock pressing against my stomach. I unbutton his pants quickly, pulling his cock free and wrap my hand around it, stroking his cock. He unbuttons my shorts and yanks down my panties. I lift my leg up against his hip and line his cock up with my pussy. Right now, I don't want any foreplay. I want rough, savage, animalistic sex, and that's what we're going to have. He slams his cock inside of me, causing me to lean my head back against the wall. While he's rough, it doesn't hurt one bit. It feels dominating, sensual, in a way that I've never experienced before. I grab the back of his head and yank his hair down to me, kneading his lips on mine. When he meets my lips, he suckles my bottom lip into his mouth and takes a harsh bite before scattering kisses along my jawline. He bites my neck harshly, causing me to get wetter. I cry out, "Fuck!" pulling him closer to me. His cock swells inside of me, and I hear his growls of pleasure. "I'm going to come inside your cunt, Camila." Just as my name spills from his lips, I feel him halt inside me, pushing his cock as deeply as it can go. There's something about a man releasing himself inside of you that is so erotic. When he pulls himself out of me a couple of minutes later, I kneel down and take his still hard cock into my mouth. I palm his cock, caressing him slowly while I lick his head. I lick the taste of both of us off his cock, maintaining eye contact the entire time. His scowl grows into a smirk as his hands tangle in my hair. "I'm sorry I yelled at you." I pull my mouth away from his cock to reply, but as soon as I do, he's yanking me up to him, slamming his lips against mine. "You have no idea how truly precious you are to me, princess. I won't ever lose you." I kiss him chastely, one last time, and look over to the clock. "You're not going to. We need to go, though. Damon wants us to get out of town before they realize I'm gone." I say it lowly, remembering how angry Damon sounded. Booger nods, pulling me close against him in a hug. "You're damn right. Where are we going?" I know where we need to go, and I'm just hoping that Boog doesn't put up a fight with me. Iowa.
Chapter 24. The unexpected is usually what brings the unbelievable. MKR. Booger. Out of all the places where we could lay low in Iowa, I let her talk us into visiting my parents. Why? I have no idea. I haven't spoken to either of them in years. After seeing how they treated me, I chose to stay far away from them. The fact of the matter is, they didn't want to be in my life. I respected their decision and chose to live my life to the fullest, without them in it. At first, it was a hard thing to adjust to, but I did exactly that. I adjusted. My own blood decided it was better to live without me, so I found my family in the cut, the same place I found my faith, according to Camila. She turns to me from the passenger seat of the truck, a huge smile spread across her face. I already know her optimism is going to come barreling out. "Are you excited?" I give her a knowing look, one that tells her I'm anything but excited. "No, not really. This is going to go to hell in a handbasket pretty soon, babe." "You don't know that it will. You're just assuming that it'll be bad. You won't know until we get there." "It's been years, Camila. After what they said previously, and knowing how they are as people, I'd be dumb to think they'd change their minds. Good chance is that we'll have to end up finding some shitty-ass hotel to stay in after they tell us to get lost. And you know how much I love that." "When I end up being right, you better give credit where it's due." She says it so quickly that her accent comes out even thicker than usual. She's been good at trying to hide it as of late. I don't know why she does it, but I just want her to be happy so I don't ask. I'm about to respond to her when I hear her squeal.
"Oh, is that it? The mailbox says Jennings."
I look over to the right and realize we've quickly approached my family's farm. Talking to her always distracts me no matter what I'm doing. I turn the truck to the right, down the long gravel driveway. If she thinks that we're going to just arrive at the house, we aren't. It's a good 3 miles back. As an adult, I never really minded it much, unless it happened to snow. Then it was a bitch to clean. A few minutes later, we've arrived. I see my dad's old Dodge Ram parked next to the barn. It's looking a little rough these days, though. I see it rusting out near the bottom. It might be odd, but that shit concerns me. I'm wondering if he's just so old that he doesn't care anymore, or if he's sick and just can't take care of it in the way that he used to. I'm sure he hasn't aged gracefully over the years, but smoking and liquor will do that to you. The storm door flies open, and I see a small, older woman holding her hand out above her eyes, trying to scope out who's parked. I'm thinking she's probably gonna shit herself when she sees me. That, or want to give me a mean right hook. It's now or never, I say to Camila, unbuckling my seatbelt. I open the door to the truck and exit the vehicle. My mom stays on the porch, and I stay a couple feet from the truck. Her eyebrows furrow together as she tries to figure out who I am, and as she recognizes me, I speak. It's been a long time. Crossing her arms over her chest, she reminds me like she did when she would reprimand me as a child. That it has. I thought that maybe we could talk or something. I blurted out, not knowing the right words to say. It's not like we have an average situation right now. In fact, there's nothing ordinary about our family at all, especially when their only son has basically been disowned. Sure, but you'd better let that girl of yours out of the car. What are you afraid I was going to do? Kill her? Nah, I just didn't know if you were going to tell me to screw off or not. I figured it'd be best to keep her in there for a bit. On the contrary, we have a few things to discuss. I wasn't ever gonna reach out to you unless you showed up or made the first move. Now that you have, well, there's a lot that you don't know. Sure, I expected as much, I reply. Turning back to the truck, I wave my hand and motion for Camila to get out. Is Dad home? I ask out of curiosity, 'cause I'm surprised he didn't also greet me. His truck is by the barn, so the old-timer could just be avoiding me. I wouldn't put it past him, to be honest. He made it apparent years ago that he didn't want anything to do with me. He even told me to never show my face around here again. Now, look where I am. That's one of the things I need to talk to you about. She says it with a tone in her voice that tells me something has happened. Chapter 25. Eventually, everything connects. infj-feelings.tumblr.com. Booger. My mother walked away into the kitchen a few minutes ago to make some hot chocolate. Even if it was the dead of summer, she'd be doing the exact same thing. Some women make tea or coffee. My mom always preferred to make hot chocolate. As a kid, I always enjoyed it. But now I'm kind of feeling a little awkward being here. This isn't the living room that I recognize from my childhood. The aged brick has now been painted white, with a brand new mantel. The old cherry wood is replaced with a light oak. There are quite a few updates from the looks of it, the furniture being lighter and brighter. I remember my parents getting in numerous fights through the years because my father didn't agree with her style. You okay? Camila asks. I know she's just concerned, but I can't have her hovering right now. My mind is going crazy as it is. I shrug my shoulders. Yeah, just have the feeling that something is up. I can't explain it, but an eerie feeling washes over me. As my mother comes back in the living room with a hot chocolate, I notice that there aren't pictures up on the wall anymore. My gut feeling is causing my stomach to roll at this point. Something has happened, and I'm pretty sure I have a good idea what did. Dad's dead, isn't he? I blurted out, just as she sets the tray down on the coffee table with our mugs. The look on her face says it all, a combination of both shock and sorrow. He died a few years ago, Winston. Camila's more shocked than I am. The rusted truck, lack of photographs, and updated interior gave it away before my mother ever had the chance. How? I don't know why it matters. He's been dead for years. But for me, he's just died right in front of my fucking eyes. I'm not one of those emotional types. Sure, I feel shit, but I keep it buried deep down until I can deal with it in private. He didn't want to listen to me and change his diet. High cholesterol kills everyone if they don't follow their physician's orders. He had a blockage and passed in his sleep. Surgery was scheduled because we knew it was bad, but he kept delaying it. She closes her eyes and shakes her head from side to side. All I can think about is how hard this must have been for her, to have to deal with his death alone. I hoped that one day you were going to come around, because I've wanted to speak to you for so long. It didn't feel right reaching out on my own, so I waited. I knew God would send you back to me when you were ready, and here you are. Throughout my life, my mother has always been very cold. I'm kind of annoyed at the fact she isn't being so emotional, talking about my father's death in a nonchalant way. But I have to remember that she grieved his death years ago. God didn't send me back here. She did. I look over to Camila. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be here today. My mother offers her a bright smile. Thank you for encouraging him to come back here. He and I have a lot to talk about. She looks down at her hands that lay on her lap and then glances back up to me. I won't ever blame your father for what happened, on how our family fell apart, because it wasn't him. It would probably be the easy choice to just blame him since he's dead and can't defend himself. But I can't bring myself to lie to you like that. Your father didn't have a problem with your biker friends. It was me. I had heard awful rumors about those types of people and outcast you from our family because I couldn't bear the thought of it. What you did is so screwed up. I refuse to sit here and act like what happened is okay. It isn't. In no way, shape, or form was it ever okay to treat me like that. I can't even believe I'm here right now, I say, cursing under my breath. I can't blame you for the anger you have towards me. That is why I wanted to speak to you face to face. I wanted to be able to apologize for being so close-minded. After your father passed, I felt how it is to be truly alone, to have a son who thinks you hate him when you were just terrified for him, when you didn't know how to process or understand the decision he was making. She keeps trying to defend herself, and before I can say anything super shitty back to her, Camila opens her mouth. You are a very religious woman, correct? My mother nods. I was raised in the Catholic Church, so I believe I can understand your association with the faith, even if you are another denomination. You have faith in the cross, just as I do. It is a symbol that we will be protected by God, that He will forgive us for all our sins and grant us eternal love. Camila stops speaking for a moment and grabs my hand. Boog was never able to feel that same faith as you and I do. But what he found was something very similar. He found a type of faith in his cut, the club, the bikers. He found a brotherhood that he could never find in the church, and that is okay. Not all of us do find it in the church. I see my mother accepting what Camila has told her. The truth is, I couldn't have ever said that any better. This woman has a way with words, that's for damn sure. I know that things will never go back to the way they were before, but I'm hopeful that we can have a new beginning. I nod, wanting the same thing. How long are you in town for? She asks us both. Well, we're going to stay around for a bit. I'm guessing that it'll be a couple of weeks. Is anyone staying in the apartment? We have an apartment above one of the old barns. My parents used to have the helpers stay in them, as an added bonus to them working here. No, they stay in the old farmhouse at the back end of the property. Feel free to stay in the apartment for as long as you two want. Camila grabs my hand and smiles widely at me. Thank you so much. I've never been to Iowa before today, so I'm looking forward to staying here. It's no problem at all, sweetheart. I'm gonna go get a few things handled, but I'll see y'all later. My mom walks out the front door and leaves Camila and me to be alone. I don't know what's headed our way, but I know that this will be interesting. What happens now? Camila asks, pulling me out of my own head. I look over to her, cupping her face in my hand and bringing her lips to mine. I kiss her sweetly, showing this amazing woman just how much I fucking care about her. I hope sometime soon I'll be able to put it into words, but we're just not there yet. There's no doubt that we will be soon, though. We relax for a couple weeks while Damon and Amara figure out what the fuck to do with Ricardo. We don't have to do a thing except stay alive, princess. I might not have wanted to come here, but I know that it's probably the best decision we could have made. Now I'm just wondering what the hell is going on at the club, especially with all of Widow's bullshit. This concludes Booger by Elizabeth Knox, narrated by Johanna Parker and Chris Chambers. Copyright 2019 by Elizabeth Knox. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Elizabeth Knox, care of Hirschman Rights Management, LLC, and was produced in the year 2019 by Tantor Media Incorporated, a division of Recorded Books, which holds the copyright thereto. Please visit Tantor.com for more information on our growing library of unabridged audiobooks.